but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hater and all of my moves, but now niggas on it. They used to bait me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it.
Try me 100 times. Stand alive, we stand alive. That song,
it's amazing how a song can grow on you.
A song has collectively grown on us.
It's disgusting.
It's called programming.
Yeah.
Realest Podcast 7, we back, episode 217. I'm your host, Chad Fain.
I am Matthew W. Kane. Fuck W's. But
W stand for?
Walter.
Walter, okay, good.
Not fuck Walter, because that's
yeah,
my dad's
yeah,
name. Yeah, good white name.
Yeah, good clean name.
Good clean name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like it.
When Lee was sending the email or whatever, he was like, Kalia, don't put that. Put Matthew on that. They're going to know you mean business. I was cracking the fuck up about that.
Put Matthew on.
Put your whole name. Matthew Walter Kane on
Yeah,
that.
if you put Kalia, they're going to assume you did something wrong. They're going to victim blame you and shame you. You know what I'm saying? We back in this thing, man, after like a busy weekend, a lot of stuff going on. We'll get to that later. We ain't going to belabor the point and getting into all of our stuff off the rack.
Yes, sir. You didn't do anything this week, did you?
Friday, me and Dunbar hung out. We went to the baseball game.
I met up with y'all.
Yeah, afterwards.
Dunbar was like, what the fuck are you doing down here? I'm like, it's a whole casino, right? Yeah.
He was like, Matt's a fucking degenerate. Just in the fucking casino, man, by himself, man. This is stupid. Yeah, we had a good time. Went to the baseball game, Diamond Club, Phillies versus Pirates. Everybody was gassed off the return of Bryce Harper. He came back from Lehigh. He was smashing shit.
Shout out to the Phillies. Got me my money.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was hitting. He had 625 in 2 games in Lehigh. Like 4 home runs and 8 RBIs.
Yeah, I'm over there. I had the run line in that game for the Phillies to win by 2. And they was up 6-0.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a blowout.
I'm like, oh, this is in the bag. And yo, every time I was in the poker room, like every time I looked up, 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, I said, man, what the fuck is going on over there? But the Phillies pulled it out 7-4. We got the W.
Yeah, Pirates made a little run, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Bryce was, his first at bat, he was pretty sharp. He came up bases loaded. Everybody was going, the arena was going crazy or whatever, and he ended up getting a single, drove in 2 runs, whatever the case may be. And that was the last hit he got for the game. Yeah. That was it. It was it after that.
That was those are good seats.
Amazing.
Very, very good time. And they do it right at the Diamond Club. Like the free food, the way you got the armrests and spaced out, like it's not all crammed in there.
Free everything.
Shout out to Ra. He's out Vegas right now for like the super contest and all that shit at Circa. He went to the Aces playoff game the other day.
Oh, nice.
The Las Vegas Aces, the female basketball team or whatever. At the John, they got tables you can reserve courtside. Yeah, like tables, like a blackjack table.
Bottle service.
Yeah, like you.
That's why we couldn't find the floor seats.
You literally like, but and Rob was like, that's a cool ass concept. I was like, yeah, but you'll never see it in the NBA. And he's like, why? I'm like, because they basically have to chalk like 13 seats across, like 3 rows. NBA, certain arenas you talking about, that's like 60, 70 grand worth of seats. So we charge you you're gonna spend 80 grand for a table.
Exactly. You gotta make the money up.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna hold you.
Pay a bean for a table. If I got enough, pay a bean for a table.
100 racks?
Yeah.
No.
If I'm rich enough.
No.
Yes.
Then you the dickhead at the table with a hookah and a you look crazy.
A hookah and a bottle of Ace.
You look crazy at a basketball game. I was like, I don't know about that. It's a cool concept for Vegas because, Vegas people are insane, and it's a WNBA game, so you got to do anything. And I was telling them, like, hookah's probably coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got to do anything they can. This weekend, yesterday in particular, I've watched, like, an absurd amount. I don't even know how this content got pushed to me on YouTube, but an absurd amount of, why the WNBA is failing, like videos, like different people, YouTube creators and stuff with their own analysis and the ridiculous takes that have come from people that are, in and around the WNBA and all of that shit. And it's just like, y'all have it started from, there was a tweet on Twitter. And the girl was basically saying, like, she was kind of reiterating Bill Burr's point where it's like, women failed the WNBA. This has nothing to do with men. You know what I'm saying? We gave women their own league that's subsidized by the male league, and y'all still can't get it right. because y'all won't even take the time. Fuck coming to the game. Y'all won't even cut the television on and watch this shit or whatever like that. And people are trying to, you know, refute her point and this, and this. And it just kind of took me to YouTube. And I'm like, yo, let me look at some of these videos or whatever. And they all have like 1 million, 2 million views. So that's like some low hanging fruit that's just out there. It's like, if you talk about why the WNBA isn't working, it's just an instant like 500,000 to 3 million views just waiting for you on YouTube or whatever. And it's like, you know, they have an image problem. They have a marketing problem. And they just have a viewership problem. And, you know, essentially, I don't think that they've done enough to get into the throes of ingratiating like American culture with women's professional basketball in the States. Meaning like we'll all collectively go to a women's high school game or a women's college game. The women's NCAA tournament does numbers. But when you get to the pro level, it's just kind of like,
yeah, I think ultimately what it is funny you just said that, but you have to create a culture around it. Like, perfect example, look at the World Cup. I'm not a soccer fan, but when I see 160,000 people going crazy and they got a horn, I'm like, yo, I want to see that shit.
Yeah,
live.
exactly.
Golf, I've gotten to where I'm becoming like a fan of this shit. Like, I just like the atmosphere. I like the energy behind it. I like literally, Lee the other day was saying how she wants to start picking up tennis. I'm like, yo, we're becoming rich and white. Because I like golf and she likes tennis. I'm like, yeah, but that shit is real. It's like, culture matters. Like, yesterday we were watching the U.S. Open and it's just like, yo, when you look at like, you know how you look at advertising, at least I do. Shout out Jay Petty. Like, when you look at it and what it is, like when you see WWF and you see Slim Jims and this, that, like it makes sense.
Yeah.
When you look at the US Open and you see the biggest names in industry as the like sponsors and that, like when you see the backdrop and that shit say Chase, Rolex, Emirates, you just like, you know, like it's big dollars going into this shit. Yeah, that shit is real.
Yeah, so it's like they just haven't done enough to ingratiate themselves in the sporting culture of America to where a young girl that's 12 years old or whatever already playing basketball is aspiring to be in the WNBA. But when you see the few that are aspiring to be in the WNBA from youth, they come into the league and they are whooping ass. Kobe's protege, Ionesca, she's out there whooping ass.
Yeah, Ionesca be on some
every
shit.
night. She's doing triple doubles, quadruple doubles, like 7 threes, like shit that they never seen before because she was preparing from 12 to be a pro. Whereas some of these other girls, it's like, all right, you know, if I kind of like fall forward into it, all right, cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like even even the best players, like some of the greatest players of the WNBA, minus that first initial group, which was the all-time greatest, Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, Cheryl Swoops, and all of them, Rebecca Lobo and all of them. Once you go past them, and then it's like the Candace Parkers and the Skylar Diggins or whatever, people that we know, but it's like we still don't care. Yeah.
The motherfuckers be like, oh, damn, she bad, and never watch it.
And never watch it.
Nothing to do with it.
You know what I'm saying? And one of the videos I saw, it was Andre Iguodala innocently tweeted like, hey, number 9 or whatever from the Washington Mystics is nice. And she went crazy. Yeah. This is crazy. All you had to do was Google my name and da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
And here go the crazy part. And it's so wild because we try to turn things into like all the time sexist and hatred and all that shit. I've said number 11 from the Rockets because I don't know who the fuck his name is. Like, it's just, that's what you do.
And the comparison that they
number 39 balling.
And the comparison that they gave Jamal Adams, star safety in the NFL, when he was playing with the Jets, he had tweeted that a player that he was playing against, it was like, oh, number 9, or no, it was a game he was watching on TV, like a college game. Number 9 from Alabama, I like the way you play football. And the boy came and retweeted, was like, appreciate that, big bro. And it's just like the same interaction, completely different reaction. Because a lot of these players have like this, from the WNBA, have like this sort of like this chip on their shoulder because they're not making the money or they're not getting exposure or whatever the case may be. But it's like, you got to take personal accountability and say like, what have I done to be an ambassador to the game to help bring more eyeballs and more people to
your
this
industry or your situation just might not yield that.
Exactly.
That look at us with the podcast. And like, you know, if you're doing something in LA, if you're doing something in New York, if you're doing something based out of Hong Kong, like it just, you really don't know. It's easy to do. Yesterday I saw the thing where it was like Stephen A. Smith makes $11 million a year from ESPN the combined salaries from the WNBA is $12 million for the year. And people like, yeah, this is crazy. And it's just like, no, it isn't.
No, it ain't.
Stephen A. Smith make the money. Oprah is a billionaire from talking shit.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, like, how are you mad
And
at
Stephen A. do everything.
Stephen A. Smith will be on the 3 o'clock show, the 3 a.m. show, the 2 a.m. show, the 2 p.m. show. He be doing this show over here.
I saw him on a yacht last week
Dog.
and a helicopter another day.
Dog.
Like, that motherfucker is, he writing articles, he covering UFC, he covering boxing,
Dog.
all that shit.
One of them nights, remember he had on the white leather with the chain? Motherfucker was like, yo, they got Stephen A. out the club to come to this joint tonight. Like, real shit.
When he on vacation, he tapping on his phone. Like, I don't see none of that from none of y'all.
Not even, it ain't even about that. I ain't even going. My thing is comparing someone in a whole nother industry to that. Like, that's the equivalent of saying, oh, Joe Rogan got $200 million and, you know, Scottie Pippen only made $28 million for his. It's just like, what the fuck? Like, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's interesting. I've actually thought a lot about it. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I'm starting a YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna start my own YouTube channel, and I'm gonna basically do like how I would do the power review and all of that. What I'm gonna do with the W. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to, you know, just to give me something to do daily content and do my thing daily. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's something I'm gonna get into. Interesting though. I got something for you to watch. I spoke about it before the show. The rise of China.
I'm very interested.
Yo. Did you know that like China's about to take over the U.S.?
As far as what?
The number one economy?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, listen, this shit, let me tell you how this shit, did you ever like really get into the story of how this shit all went?
No.
So, you know, China was basically, they had the factions, like you had Mao and then you had the other guy. So they was like beefing or whatever. The China split, they called it the Republic of China, and they basically censored themselves from the world. Like, we ain't participating in nothing, we ain't part of NATO, don't come over here, we ain't gonna fuck with y'all don't fuck with us, holla back. Boom. China at one point, their economy was so fucked off and fucked around that it's like they weren't even ranking in the top 35 as far as like nations in the world and shit. So what happened was they slowly built this shit up through what? Import-export. So these motherfuckers in China basically was like, they were looking at people around the world in Europe, America, France, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, all this shit, have all these nice things. And people in China like couldn't afford it. Yeah. So they just started making this shit. So when they started making all these knockoff goods, they basically started funneling them to the world. 90% of all fake goods in the world come from China. Fake counterfeit goods directly are 12% of China's GDP.
Yeah, because there's no copyright trademark laws in China.
Dog.
They can pirate anything.
12%. So what's their biggest thing that they make?
Probably Louis Vuitton bags. Fucking Louis Vuitton bags.
Designer handbags, designer belts, watches, iPhones, video games, you name it. They doing this shit knockoff. Yeah. They even got to where they doing knockoff chocolate. Like the Ferrero Rochers and shit. Dog.
It's like making fake food.
They're fake food, dog. Crazy as shit.
Yo, yeah, Nell was in Taipei. They got a bootleg mall.
Yeah.
Like a
the whole mall.
The whole mall.
Franklin Mills type joint.
Yeah. Nothing in here real.
Damn.
Yeah, that's the name of the mall. Nothing in here real. Like real shit. So Pete, China was moving along. You know, America was always the powerhouse. America was just always past everybody. Like when America got to $1 trillion, China was at like 72 million. You know what I'm saying? When America got to $2 trillion, China was moving along. They got to like $210 million. But, you know, so far away from the U.S. The 2008 recession, dog. What China did is what niggas was supposed to do with poor money. So what happened was, you know, the 2008 recession hit, fucked everybody around. Yeah. China's government decided to do a bailout for the people of the nation of China. Okay. They did a $586 billion bailout, gave the money to the people in China. What happened was people in China started basically forming conglomerates out of nowhere. So let's say bailout money hit. I get $175,000, you get $300,000, Dan get $625,000, the Turtle get $423,000, Jules get $300,000, Kev get $50,000, Dunbar get $920. Next thing you know, we a conglomerate with $4.8 million at our disposal. Yeah. We go buy a bunch of infrastructure in Norway, Sweden, and South Africa. Another Chinese conglomerate goes and buys a bunch of fucking
wow.
This is what they did. So they showed how much property, land, infrastructure, engineering, how much money they just started putting around the world. Literally, China has property there are 100 and whatever the fuck countries it is. 195 countries. China has property, infrastructure, and engineering going on in 168 countries around the world. So they
in 15 years, basically.
So what happened was, tell you how crazy this shit was. They built a railway that goes from Shanghai, China, to right outside of Dublin. Peep this shit. They built a railway that goes from Shanghai, China, to right outside of Dublin. They built a natural gas pipeline that runs from the mountains of China down into Saudi Arabia, and then they built their own port expo at the Pakistani port on the Mediterranean Sea. So in 3 years, they wound up having a railway that connects them to Eastern Europe. They have a natural gas source coming from the Middle East, and they got a port on the Mediterranean Sea. I'm just like, damn.
Literally took over the world.
When this year's GDP got released, America had 20.7 trillion. China got 18.2 trillion. They're number 2. And the way that China is growing, they're growing at a 6.7% every year. America's only growing at a 4.3. They say by 2027, China's going to be the number 1 economy on the planet. And they did it in 15 years.
They were operating from a deficit before.
Dog. I'm like, yo.
That's insane.
You got to watch this shit, dog. It's crazy. I'm just sitting there just like, damn, they really gave the citizens a bunch of money and nobody bought APs. Right. I was like,
nobody
damn.
went to Sin City.
Nobody went to Tulum.
That's crazy.
They went and bought
They gave niggas Rockefeller startup money, and they started up Rockefeller. They started up Rockefeller, Aftermath, Death Row. Murder Inc.
Dog, the Chinese government gave the people $586 billion and nobody bought a Hellcat. They just bought buildings.
Damn.
Dog, you gotta watch that shit. They literally got shit all over the world. South America, Africa, North Canada. They got all shit everywhere.
Fuck.
Everywhere.
That's amazing.
Insane. And now, literally, their economy is just thriving to the point where they're just doing shit at this point. But yeah, when the shit got released this year, they're literally $1 trillion behind America. And the way that they're growing, they're going to pass them in the next 3.
Shout out to China, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for that.
Yo,
man.
You know what I'm saying? They said, oh, this Yao Ming shit ain't working. All right, watch this. All right, we got something for your asses. It's a very good watch.
And they're like the number 2 TV partner of the NBA.
Dog, they was talking about that shit on there where it's like the amount of people and how much shit they can get done because of that, where they realize television rights because of their viewership can work so much. So it shows how they partnered with the NBA, they partnered with this, they partnered with that, to the point where it's like they're literally like the second biggest broadcasting joint in the world now. Yeah. It's crazy. And you weren't even allowed to watch TV 50 years ago out that motherfucker.
They're like, man, watch whatever the fuck
watch
you
whatever
want.
the fuck you want, nigga. We running it up.
Damn.
Yeah, good shit, man. Real good shit.
All right, let's get with the shits, man. I think we all know why we're here. We're here for 2 reasons. God did.
Yo.
And mad at the W.
Oh, yeah, we can say
mad at the W is going to come later, but right now, God did. We got to talk about this album and this record.
Rick Ross said, Lord, forgive me, God did. And I don't know any
what the hell that means.
I don't know any part of his verse. Like, it was a bunch of gibberish.
So, Khaled released his...
Khaled said that's what he do, though.
Yo, that's Rick Ross. Rick Ross will come on a track and give you 3 minutes of nothing.
Nothing.
Absolute nothing.
Unapologetic nothing.
Nothing.
And I'm back at the Wingstop.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
So Khaled put out his 13th. Let's give it up for Khaled putting out 13 albums. Holy shit.
Swear to God, when I seen that it was his 13th album, I was like, damn, Khaled really got 13 albums? Like, Clue got 2.
And he got 1.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard as a DJ to get 13 albums.
Put out 13 albums, dog. And he's not stopping. So shout out to Khaled. Put out his 13th studio album. God did. And it's basically featuring the entire music industry.
Yeah, everybody who's alive.
Everybody who's on Earth is on Khaled's album.
If you answer the phone, you on Khaled. That's how crazy that is.
Lil Baby, Nardo Wick, 21 Savage, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross, Jay-Z, Skilla Bang, I think Bounty Killer's on the album. Jadakiss. Who the hell else, man? There was literally like a graphic like, that leaked to the blogs with all the names of the people that, you know, that made Khaled's album or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, holy shit, man, Khaled is a machine. And, you know, just over the last few days, Academics was on his stream explaining, because I had no idea how these records got made or how they got paid for. But basically what would happen is in certain times, like say, oh yeah, Kanye's on the album, Eminem's on the album, Dr. Dre produced the Kanye and Eminem song, and I like just endless amounts of people. But he was explaining.
I got some bars for that song.
He was explaining that I haven't even heard it. So he was explaining that at certain times, like say if it's like a Kanye record or a Drake-led record, and it's really just their record, and Khaled is doing his Khaled shit on top of it, they will say, I want 95% of the record. So that means that the producer and Khaled got to split 5% of the record as far as the royalty goes or whatever the case may be. So essentially he's getting all of these different acts for free or whatever the case may be in most situations, but the splits may not be in his favor if one of those songs is being used for a single. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So in the instance of like this album, you know, you got a Drake and Lil Baby led single, whatever the freaking splits is on that, whatever the case may be. You got a Migos single. They remixed Eddie Murphy Party All the Time.
That's my favorite song.
That shit is fire.
That's the best song on the album.
That shit is fire.
I'm going there.
They remix Party All the Time.
You said eat up that pussy is lunchtime. Girl, give me that pussy like Webby. That's my shit.
Shout out Quay and Take, man.
I like Unc Phew.
Yo, they got did you hear they record with Birdman that
dog,
they put out?
Listen,
Fire.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm realizing in this whole thing, I don't need Offset. Like, I realized, like, Takeoff's my favorite Migo. He's been my favorite Migo. I always thought Takeoff is the best rapper out of them. And you realize that it's Takeoff being the best rapper and Quavo with the cool little dumb shit. Being the Beyonce, saying the cool little fly line. I'm just like, I don't need Offset.
But you know what I've realized throughout that process? The same way you realize you don't need Offset in the Migos, I've realized I like Offset better as a solo artist. Because now they're not in his way. And he can do other shit other than like, the Migos
when
shit.
I hear the song come on and it's him and like Unc Phew got a joint going back. Let's get it. How about for 16 passenger? This is G5. No, this ain't no challenger. Like, them two together are great. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, Offset can just be over here and do his own thing. Like, yeah.
And with Offset right now, Offset quietly is having one of the best rebrands and rollouts as a solo artist since Bobby Brown. And that's the reason why P is like, oh, no, fuck no. Put the QC stamp back on this shit because he got some shit. So in 1 week, he put out 2 songs. He put out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He put out Code with Moneybagg Yo. The Code video of Moneybagg Yo is the best video I've seen in 3 years. Aside from that, he got a Balenciaga sponsorship. Mm-hmm. Aside from that, he's at the VMAs presenting with Khaled for the first fucking award. And then he went to an after party and leaked another record that went fucking viral online or whatever. And I know he got 2-3 bombs with Cardi B in the tuck. So now it's like, in this situation, everybody gets exactly what they want. Quay and Tate get to be exactly what the fuck they want to be, which is a duo and go back and forth and make music however the fuck they want. And Offset gets to reach to have a broader outreach as a solo artist, because if anybody remembers, he was the only one that went platinum as a solo artist out of the Migos. So basically everybody gets what they want. And he's had a feature run leading up to this record, Big 14 with Moneybagg Yo and Trippie Redd. The Step One record with the young boy from Kansas City, Sleazy World Go. So it's like he's been setting this shit up, and then you got Motown getting behind him. That's why P probably went in the office and pulled a Dame Dash. He probably saw the Offset rollout and the marketing plan and all that and lost his shit. It probably felt like y'all stole my artist. No, big nose nigga, you took the money. And when you take the money, you don't get to turn around and say, oh no, that was for something else. It's like, so at this point, it's a Meg Thee Stallion situation. We're going to let a judge figure it out. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother thing. But shout out to the Unc Phew and Offset. I love what everybody's doing. And if you peep, they on each other ass, like, creatively, because, like, one put a record out, they're like, oh, no, we putting the record out. Like, Offset put the Code video out. Unc Phew, like, no, featuring Birdman, we out.
I'm going there. That Party record is it's either that or Future and SZA.
Yeah.
That beautiful joint.
Listen. Khaled is the only person on earth that can get SZA to go to the studio. Yeah. I'm convinced that Punch and Top Dog don't even have her phone number. They cannot get her to record no music. But every time Khaled need her, she is right there. Every time, like clockwork, Khaled like, yo, I need you for this record. Okay, no problem, Khaled. Like, and that record is amazing.
Yeah, Future and Scissor joint, all that, and that party joint, all that.
So, so you got everybody on this album, whatever. You got the biggest marketing budget of the year. Khaled is everywhere. He's at the VMAs. He's at the after party. He's in
Yonkers.
He's in Yonkers with Jada Kiss. Like, he's everywhere.
With the biggest Balenciaga hoodie I ever seen. How many X's is that?
You know what Khaled do? So shout out my bro Love. He said he went to the Prada store in Miami. Was like, yo, wear them like 4 or 5X, Prada shirts that Khaled be getting. They was like, no, what Khaled do is he buy the biggest size and he get 2 of them, and then he has his designer stitch them together.
Yeah, I remember Rick Ross was saying that years ago.
Yeah, so he's like, man, this is some bullshit. Yeah. Like, because them Prada camp collar shirts, $1,500 a wop.
Yeah.
They ain't cheap. So they talking about $3,000 plus the craftsmanship and all that bullshit, deconstructing it. You had your shirt in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
6 to 8 business weeks.
God did.
Khaled did. Groovy Lou did.
Yeah.
So
Dapper Dan did. Yeah, somebody making this shit.
But everything that we're talking about around this Khaled album is essentially the appetizer and the Caesar salad with the nice anchovies and all that, building up to this God Did record, the title track. With
not gonna lie, the record,
Lil Wayne, and Jay-Z.
The hook has grown on me, but it's just,
I love the hook. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's grown on me. It's like, I personally Party to me is a better record. Like,
well, it's a better song.
Yeah.
But as far as the impact and what's gotten the internet shaking,
it's just nothing close to it.
It's God Did. And I wrote a whole breakdown. I went through the whole song. Let's start with my Ross analysis. He said nothing. We're gonna move on to Lil Wayne.
Okay.
So
Lil Wayne, I wish he would have rapped longer.
Correct.
But Lil Wayne was spitting, when he said, face facts, face, what'd he say? Dreadlocks, face tats, I'm
yes.
Apex. Like, he was talking some shit. It's just, knowing that, it's like, perfect example, Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Ross' verse was cool, but it was 50 seconds. Mm-hmm. Once Drake raps for 3.5 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what people don't understand about like how you analyze and like break down rap. And I think we're some of the best on the internet at doing that shit, because it's like you got to take these different things into account. When you rap good as shit for 16 bars, but then another nigga come and he rap good as shit for 80 bars, you don't stand a chance. No. Because just by the sheer volume of rapping that he's doing, by the time we get to the end of his verse, it tricks the mind into believing that the other 2 niggas didn't say nothing. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with Kendrick on Control. Right. Like, fucking Jay Electronica's verse was very good. Big Sean's verse was pretty good. But when Kendrick go in there and rap long as shit, and he calling out names and doing all this old shit and doing these callbacks with the corrupt King of New York line and all of that, it tricks niggas into thinking niggas just got obliterated, when in reality, he just rapped long as shit and he just said niggas' names. It's like a trick, you know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, it's like one of them things where it's like Jay verse had the perfect balance of like a lot of different things, and the fact that 99% of it, and I'm gonna get to the 1% that's like kind of bullshit, but the fact that 99% of it is verifiable facts just makes it so much like more impactful than Wayne just rapping good as shit. So, but I want to dispel the rumors that Wayne wasn't spitting, because he was. And I basically wrote a bunch of Wayne lines down. Don't want to see me with the ring, you better play D. God did his thing when he made me. With the odds stacked against me, I could crack Da Vinci. They smell blood like a shark. They start acting fishy. Well, I'm going to act an ass and they going to have to kiss me. Before they overrate me, they going to underestimate me. Funeral and wake me, bury me and excavate me. But I'm so cultivating, everybody replicate me. Nigga, face facts, dreadlocks, face tats. I'm the apex. I made the culture. What up, twin? They relate back. Yeah. So to dispel the rumors that Wayne wasn't spazzing, that's just what that is.
Yeah,
like,
Wayne was rapping.
I came with lines and timestamps, like, because we not going to play that game. But it wasn't enough. And it just is what it is. Because Jay was just, it starts with his delivery and the buildup. And he was just so arrogant delivering like everything to where it was like.
You know what was one of the coldest parts of the whole joint is that the song is called God Did. And everyone keeps saying it. And then when he gets on, it's like, HOV did.
Yeah.
And just little subtle shit like that where it's like, so you got, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm the God MC. At least I remind you, niggas.
Okay, I see where you going with this one. Like, yeah, man.
And so I said 99% of this shit is true and living facts. My one small pushback is the billionaire line that everybody went crazy about. and somebody hit me and was like, yo, you gotta call Cap on the billionaire line. And I'm like, yeah, nah, you right. Because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, he said, how many billionaires come from Hove crib? Me, Ye, Jay.
I count three. Me,
Ye, and Ree. Bronze of Rock Boys, so 4 technically. And it's like, shut the fuck up.
I didn't want to be the guy, but it's like,
shut the fuck up.
You didn't have anything.
You didn't
to
have
do
like
with any of this.
other than like Rihanna's Fenty beauty shit, but you were an investor later.
I was about to say
that was all LVMH.
Yeah, that wasn't Jay.
So it's like Kanye made his money off of apparel. LeBron made his money off of playing basketball. You had nothing to do with him playing basketball. I met LeBron when he was 15 years old. He was already the #1 pick in the draft when he was 15. If he would have came out in the NBA draft at 15, he would have been the #1 pick in the draft. You had nothing to do with
him
that.
or Lenny Cook.
Yes.
They was right there.
But either way, you had nothing to do with that. Kanye made all his money off of apparel, not in the music industry. He was in debt. He was $57 million in debt fucking with the music industry. So you had nothing to do with that. So that's basically the equivalent of like if Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf was like, well, Mike was a bull, so technically that has nothing to do with how he made the billion. He made his billion off apparel and real estate and product and all this other shit. He made $98 million for the lifetime of his career in basketball. Mm-hmm. So you gave him a start, but you
remember when people were posting the thing where it was like Wayne putting on Nicki and Drake or Jay putting on Kanye and Rihanna, and people was in the joint like Jay, Ree, and Brianna, Ree and Jay, Ye, and Rihanna, and I'm just like, I don't think Jay put them on. I remember
Jay didn't even want to sign Kanye.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know when that changed, but all right, you know what I mean?
Because, we say it all the time on the show, bro. To the winner goes the spoils. So when you look around and everybody's a billionaire, it's like, oh, yeah, it got to be them. But in reality, it's like, all right, Wayne is 200, and let's throw Bird in there, too. Bird, 300. Bird and Slim, 300, 400. Nicki's a deuce. You know what I'm saying? Drake is a billionaire. So it's like, and they've been at this lesser, time than the other ones was.
Yeah. So,
and coming from a region where it was like, we didn't even take them serious for their business until about, 2022, 2014. We didn't even look at people from the South as like no viable business people because motherfuckers looked at P and Bird and Slim as an anomaly. Mm-hmm. They didn't look at them like as the standard. But now that we see that these Southern entrepreneurs just keep coming, they're the standard. Especially when it comes to the music business and extracting money out of the music business. Because even all of Jay millions and billions didn't come from music like that. He did one big music deal, which was the 150 with Live Nation. That was it. All them other deals was 204 from Rockware, 400 million from Tidal, from Square to sell Tidal, like other investment deals, the liquor shit, 200 something mil from LVMH. Like this shit didn't come from music. Like Bird and Slim sold 1 billion plus records in music. The same time Jay-Z was doing music. We can't like pretend like that shit didn't happen. P and QC is probably doing at their height when they had everybody clicking. City Girls, Lil Baby, and Migos, and Yachty clicking at the same time. They was probably doing $30 million a month in revenue.
Yeah.
Like goofy, out of this world, like shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to give motherfuckers the props that they deserve. So that's my one pushback. Everything else though, Jay said was the true and living facts. A bunch of lines.
Let's do this. What's your favorite line?
My favorite line was, they say they don't know me they said that they don't know me internationally. Niggas on the road did. I see a lot of Hov in gigs. Me and me can never beef. I freed that nigga from a whole bid.
That line was
Hov
crazy.
did.
That line was crazy. That monogram's on the red carpet. You seen the face I made that night? That shit is it's that shocking. That night, like, that line for me was just everything.
Hey, what's that? Y'all niggas never been to the book. Oh, that's
another topic, man.
That's my second favorite.
That's another topic.
He said, you niggas out of pocket talking exotic. You never been to the man, that's another topic.
Yeah. We at the cap table. What the splits is not that cap table, boy.
We live
not that cap table.
And it's just the arrogance and just the tone of like, y'all are embarrassingly poor. I'm sick of you niggas talking this money shit. Y'all was poor in 96 and y'all poor down.
Yo, I've been saying that shit for a while like that. I came around the Jay ability to really make you feel like Worthless is great.
And
yo.
the double, triple entendres in a lot of this shit, like he said, we pushing Fenty like fentanyl. This shit is all legitimate. Yeah. We let y'all do the Zazas as OG for the OG. Some of you niggas out of pocket talking that. You know what I'm saying?
He said me and Biggs might have got too big if they ain't catch that load. What up, Hoffa? Yeah, though he's getting money now, looking back now, though he's getting plenty money now, looking back now, this shit is funny. Like, it's just like, yeah, Jay really was
back and forth on the turnpike. It really took
that
a toll
line.
on him.
I told Kev, shout out
that
Kev.
shit is like
that
like,
joint,
if you a rapper and you hear that, like that shit got to be a gut punch because you know you can't rap like that.
He said kicking snow off a frozen Tim. It's just like, yeah, yeah, we off in there. Like, yeah, that I'm going there. That's one of the best moments of rapping in a while.
In a long time.
And I look at it the same way I look at the Lemon Pepper freestyle from Drake. It's in that same vein. It's that same attitude.
I think the Lemon Pepper freestyle inspired that.
Like, that's the way it feels just like it, where it's just like you're almost catching the beat different. Remember I broke down how he caught the beat different than Ross? Like, you're catching the beat almost on the back end of the beat.
You know who got bodied on both of these?
Ross. Yeah.
Like, niggas is just flaming Ross. Like,
But guess what? He was in the building.
he was in the building. Ross, I'm gonna do my 12 and I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm about to drop these fries.
I'm about to put my wings in the air fryer. Hey, heat up in 35 seconds. I'll be ready over
We
there.
got the chicken sandwich coming out next week. I gotta make sure it's right.
So overall, Khaled's on pace to sell 115,000 first week. I thought that was bad when I first heard it, but then I saw like the numbers that he's been doing.
That's why I was going with the whole joint, but he's not the control, but he was like, book of HOV. Jesus turned water to wine. For HOV, all it took was a stove. Yeah. And then he went into that. That was when he, had the whole joint about, you never know where this shit can go. Me and Biggs might have got too big if they ain't booked that load. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, this shit, we's getting plenty money. Looking back now, the shit is funny. I just got $1 million off a sink without risking $1 million years trying to get it out the sink. Like,
niggas can't rap like that, man.
Nah, it's hard to talk that type
Can't
of
rap
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
Y'all wasn't there. Like, niggas can't rap like that, man. What he say? He said OG sold to those that y'all call kingpins. If they
get drug lords,
if they get drug lords, what are we then?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cut this off. This is Apollo Creed versus Ivan Drago. Like,
all this pain from outside inspired all this growth within. Like, he just was talking good shit, man. Like, so new planes getting broken in, highest elevation of the self. They done fucked around and gave the right niggas wealth. I'm like, I know we gonna see that a lot. We gonna see that on Instagram a lot. Niggas with $1,900. They done fuck around and gave the right niggas wealth. Like, yeah, it's a good joint.
it's a super good joint, man.
I never wanted to be state's custodian. The laws are draconian. For those who married to the life, it's holy matrimony then. Somehow I outfox and outbox every box they try to throw me in with great ceremony and folk in them told me how highly Caddy spoke of him and bloke in them in London. Harold Road, Weston End. He was just going. And it's just like, when Jay get in that bag, think about it. I've pretty much done it all, right? And let's really, really break down this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Jay started rapping in 88, 89. And this is what's so crazy about it. Shout out to Rocks. We was talking about it the other day. If Jay would have blown when he wanted to blow, we might not even look at Jay.
Rappers had a 6-year shelf life.
No, fuck that. I'm just saying about coming through that era of the Big Daddy Kanes.
Yeah, that lens.
The coming through that era, the Rakims and all of them. Like, think about how we look at all of them now. They just greats and big clothes.
Yeah, they legacy acts.
You know what I'm saying?
Jay had on some crazy sneakers, some crazy,
you know what I'm saying?
Some all red zip up shits with some gold zippers on them. I was like, what is Kane wearing? Like,
You want this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So it's like, you look at it like Jay was supposed to come with them. Jay leaves from them. Well, leaves, he goes into what he's doing. He pops back up in 96, right? 96, you hit. Biggie dies in 97. Nas is kind of, for as great as I think Nas is and Nas was with Illmatic and Streets is written, it was written. Nas really, he didn't have a stronghold on like the bitches and the fly guys. Nas was rapping more of like a struggle perspective. So Jay sees a void. He instantly jumps into it. No one can get as fly as me. No one can talk the shit I'm talking. Fuck it. But he has to find himself. So he goes around and acts like Mace. Then he goes around and acts like this person and that person. Then he realized, like, yo, me just being Jay from Marcy is just cooler than everybody. Fuck it. I'm going to highlight that. Boom, volume 2 hits. Then volume 3 hits. Then Dynasty hits. X is over here and this, that, and the third. You're the guy now. You look at 2003. Jay-Z on what I think is one of, if I had to write down Jay 5 best songs, What More Can I Say might be number 2, as far as I'm concerned. I got Allure and I got What More Can I Say. This is why I always say, to me, Black Album is the best album. That's his best album. Yeah. Because it has the best versions of Jay, to me, on it. Where when, think about like real nigga records, you got Allure, What More Can I Say, and
PSA is on there.
PSA. Too. Then your singles are Change Clothes, Encore, 99 Problems.
And Lucifer's on
no,
that.
I was about to say, then you have album fillers like Moment of Clarity and Lucifer. Yeah. And My First Song. And it just that.
And he redid the Madonna Justify My Love with
like,
DJ
you
Khaled.
see, like Black Album to me is just the shit. But on What More Can I Say, Jay said, you've never seen a nigga this good for this long. That was in 03.
Right.
Think about that. He said that in 03, and then
on a 7-year run, he said you'd never see the nigga this good.
But what's crazy is he wasn't lying.
Yeah, because
DMX popped in 98. DMX was back out impersonating a cop by the time 03 came around.
Right.
Seriously. Biggie popped in 93. God rest his soul, Biggie was dead in 97. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Nas ain't had no crazy run up until that point. Like, Jay had a run that was unlike anything we ever seen.
Popped in 92, was done by 96.
He was dead in 96. Like, you just really never seen it. And that was in 03, which was at this point 19 years ago. Yeah. And he's still there in that spot. Like, you got to really, really fuck with that. And
he's produced, and in that pocket of that from 04 forward, he's produced another very excellent album that people love, 444, that got a ton of Grammy nominations.
I wasn't crazy about
He produced
he
produced a good album in Blueprint
3.
Like, he's had his moments. People like Everything Is Love with Beyonce. Like,
I'm gonna tell you,
he's had verses, more importantly, good moments.
That's where I'm gonna go. Like, you listen to Encore on the Black Album, he says, you know, this hair, how you marry me back. You know, like, he was like, you know, I'm not dropping. You know, that was what the whole shit was supposed to be. But one thing he's done a very, very good job at is heightening the allure of featuring Jay-Z. To where it's like, I can't be in the field with y'all anymore. It's almost like the drug dealer from around the way who blows up, and then it's like, it's a big deal when he on the block.
Right.
That's what it's like with Jay and rap to me. Where it's like, I'm not supposed to be out here with y'all no more. Y'all out here day to day, ripping up and down the street and fucking.
But when I show up.
But when I pull up, it's a holiday.
When I pull up in the boat tail,
you see what I'm saying?
And put the wings up and shut the corner down and pull out the picnic table out the back of the rolls.
That's what Jay has done. Jay has really heightened himself to where it's like, when I do come down to fuck with y'all, I'm not coming on no silly shit. Like, you look at Drug Dealers Anonymous, you look at What's Free with me. You look at
The Devil's a Lie with Ross.
Yeah, but he did it last year on a record. He had a crazy feature.
Well, shit, he had Neck and Wrist this year.
Neck and Wrist, that's what I'm thinking about. Damn, Neck and Wrist with Pusha.
This summer's beat everybody up.
Yeah. You even back to like Go Crazy with Jeezy, and he's just been doing.
That's one of my favorite verses.
If I Can't with 50, like if you really just go through the progression of it, like Jay got a feature every year and a half where you just like, damn, Jay still might be like, yeah. And the whole time he's not even focused on rap because he's, you know, doing shit in the Bisco and, you know, seriously, all kinds of silly shit. But when he decided to come fuck with the rap shit, there's really no one who can get just that ridiculous.
Especially when you boil it down to, you know, 16 to 80 bars or whatever. It's like, he's hard to beat, man. Especially when he gotta take that year and a half worth of thoughts and cram it into this one verse of all these experiences, all this lifestyle shit, all these fucking business deals, like all this shit that I'm experiencing that I don't even believe that I'm experiencing.
What verse was it where he said, my house bigger than yours, my spouse? Come on, man. What was that? What's Free?
Yeah.
That was What's Free.
Yeah.
So what was the joint where he was like, keep it real with niggas, niggas ain't got my lady money. Ham. Yeah, just shit like that. Where it's
That
just,
started a whole thing.
a whole thing. It's just all
Talking baby money.
Yeah.
I got your baby money. Kidnap your bitch, get that how much you want your lady money.
Even that joint, when you look at him, he's like, fuck y'all mad at me for. Y'all don't even know what I've been through. I play chicken with a Mack truck. Y'all motherfuckers would have been moved. He was beefing with Beans during that little time period. Oh yeah, I played chicken with a Mack truck. Y'all motherfuckers would have been moved. Yeah. Fuck wrong with these dudes. Like Jay he perfect at just them subtle little jump. Like you say,
He a master.
Yeah, we let y'all do the Zazas, OG for the OGs. Like it's just shit. Like you just always gotta constantly just like, wait, what? Like Kev said it best. There were a lot of man, just cut the fucking song off moments listening to this shit because every 10 seconds it's another one-liner where you just like, wait, what?
The New York niggas love they motherfucking OG, dog.
Oh yeah,
They love they OG.
they was playing that shit out front of a barbershop in Yonkers. Niggas just in the middle of the street blocking traffic. Listen to this.
Holiday, HOV dropped the verse, nigga. You ain't hear the verse? Get off the block, nigga.
Yo,
Come back when you heard it, yo. Bring your notes when you come back, nigga.
Like yeah, it's. I thought Neck and Wrist was gonna be. I still might have it as verse of the year. Just cause that Sapphire line to me was nuts.
the mass.
That's what I'm saying. The mass of the totality of this it's very hard to beat, man. Like I got lawyers like shooters working pro bono just cause I toss some M's. Like he just was talking shit the whole jump. It's a very, very tough song to beat, man.
Yeah, it's like a rap lesson. Like it's like a rap lesson wrapped in a lifestyle lesson, wrapped in like 30 years of being that nigga.
How do you feel about the Meek line?
I loved it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line from the joint because it's like, it's true. Him and Michael Rubin.
It's true.
Like, him and Michael Rubin formed an organization essentially around Meek being wrongfully incarcerated and have freed 15, 16 people since then, just off of necessity of like, what y'all doing to my man is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, just on some shit like that. And it's just one of them moments where it's like, yeah, he not lying. You know what I mean? Like I said, 99% of the shit is like the true and living facts. Like, he HOV did. Like, he was on some God body shit. The whole 80 bars. My cousin called me and said, he was like, yo, I don't even know how to count bars, but like, I don't know how many that was. Like, I don't know how many that was. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of bars. I'm like, yeah, it's like 80. Yeah. Like 4.5, 5 minutes of rapping.
Yeah. And
then John Legend just come in and put the sauce on that.
Like, not gonna lie, I didn't listen to that. When the whole stopped, I kind of turned it off. Yeah. Like,
so with that in mind, it kind of brings me to another point that I want to talk about, having nothing to do with Khaled album, but I had a tweet the other day and I said, the older I get, the more I realize why Jay tossed Dame and Biggs in the bushes. And it kind of...
Yeah, for Jay to toss Biggs in the bushes and still, like, big him up on songs is crazy.
Yeah.
What about...
That's about as good as it gets for you at this point. You know what I'm saying? But niggas would take that moment and parlay it into something because it's Jay-Z. But it's like Dame has... he did an interview recently with Tony the Closer, and he had an interview a few months ago with Earn Your Leisure, and the clips are starting to, like, you know, make the rounds or whatever the case may be. And it's kind of like almost like highlighting... As smart as Dame is, as sharp as he is, I don't think that he kind of gets where we are in this present moment of the simulation and just doesn't understand certain things.
I'm going to just go there and, you know, motherfuckers can get mad at me all they want. When Dame, Puffy, Master P, Irv Gotti, Suge Knight, and all of them came along in that 90s revolution of hip-hop, none of the older people understood what they was on.
Right.
None of the people at fucking Geffen, at Elektra, all of these guys, they was just like, what the fuck are they?
Yeah,
what,
they were forward thinkers.
Right.
Method Man still trying to figure it out.
It's the same exact shit now, where you got Young Thug, P, Top Dog, this guy, that guy, like, and they
Baby Gotti,
even down to the Carl Crawfords and the DJ dramas, and all you got to get is one.
Yeah.
One.
Let alone if you get two, nigga, it's over.
It's over. And they don't really understand because, like I said before, back in the day when Dame Dash was at the helm and he signed Oskino and Beans and all, he signed them to be a rapper. To where it's like if you rap, you put out raps, and then eventually Dame and them had the fucking foresight to be like, yo, we could do movies and clothes.
Yeah, we can do
everything.
product.
We could do product. What this shit now is it's all about brand and lifestyle. Where it's like you could be the biggest mother. Look at Meek. Meek legit has not dropped music. Meek is consistently making a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, 10 to 20 a year.
He's
Just
on
put
the
it on
Forbes
the book.
list every fucking year.
Yeah.
Not barely dropping because the music is almost like ninth now.
His last album was last year, but his last album that had label support and a push and a rollout and all of that was 2018.
Yo, and you look at it since that shit, Meek has done boxer briefs, dirt bikes, fucking movies. It's just so much.
Lids.
It's lids. It's just so much shit that go on now. And a lot of those guys from back then, they're not where they are now, where they don't really understand, one, what connects to the culture. Look at NBA Youngboy. No one saw that shit coming. You know what I'm saying?
And even still, like, I don't even think his label gets it. And that's why they kind of dropped the ball. And now there's like,
They just give me money. Like, we just give them
yeah, we just open another budget. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know what he's doing, but it's working.
it's working. Like, he's number one every time he puts a fucking album out, and it's like that sort of thing. So it's like it kind of hurts because Dame was like kind of one of my idols, and it sucks to see him stick around long enough to where he reaches the point where he, like the executives when he was on the come up and he was hitting everything out the park, where he doesn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It sucks to see it because he doesn't get a lot of shit. Like, he made the comparison on the EYL podcast, the Assets Over Liabilities joint on Revolt. He said that paid streaming doesn't work. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be bad. And he was basically like, he was basically saying like paid subscription, wasn't streaming, paid subscription model doesn't work. And I'm just like, and he used the example of Netflix. He was like, well, you got to have a sales team and this, and you got to be creating content. And every now and again, they gotta raise money and this. And I'm like, no. You're not understanding what's going on here. What they're doing is Netflix is building a content library from scratch because they're licensing for, 3 months here, 6 months here, a year and a half there, whatever. But then they're also creating their own content library that now they are able to lease out that content to the cable networks and all of that shit. So as you go forward, you're going to continue to see, like, Netflix has a whole integration deal with the number one cable subscriber in the world, which is Xfinity Comcast, which is also NBC.
Like, I don't know if I'm still in cable, but I remember from when I last had Comcast, you could connect to your Netflix straight through the Comcast.
Now they've been subsidized by the number one cable network in the world. So when you have good product behind your paywall, people will pay for it. The cable company will pay for you to have it for free.
Right.
Because that's how much they believe in what's behind the fucking paywall.
Yeah, we just kick them a couple dollars every month. They open up their paywall to us while part of our subscription. Fuck it.
It makes our network and our library more robust.
It is crazy to think that some people really just, like, for being forward thinkers, can just stop forward thinking.
It just ends.
Ain't that crazy?
It just ends.
Yeah.
So he's like, it doesn't work. He was like, free subscription works. And I'm like, he's like, Tubi is up 40% and blah, blah, blah. Netflix is down 40%. I'm like, you're not considering the facts of the matter, which is Netflix was down 40% in the temporary because they tried to raise the price while simultaneously taking away password sharing. So they did something that disturbed their own business model that removed 40% from their bottom line in the short term. But over time, they have began to recapture and will recapture all that market share because you got to stick with your original brand ethics. And then you look at networks like HBO Max, Hulu, they're just killing it, period.
Yeah,
because on the strength, just off of their creationism. Disney Plus is leading the fucking the profit drive for the overall company that is Disney, so much that the CEO of Disney wants to shoot it off and make ESPN Plus its own thing and Disney Plus its own thing, their own publicly traded companies, because they're making so much money in their own right. They deserve to be recognized separately and have their own cash flow and have their own CEOs that report to the chairman or whatever of this shit. So to just arbitrarily say, like, paid subscription doesn't work when you have platforms like OnlyFans, when you have platforms like Patreon, that you have small creators like us that are making significant amounts of money, but then you have creators like Andrew Schultz that's fucking making damn near $1 million a month or something.
Look at the girl that was on Dr. Phil.
Bad Baby.
Catch Me Outside,
Yeah.
girl. She just bought a fucking $7 million house.
Exactly.
From OnlyFans.
Yeah. So to say that paid subscription doesn't work is like, that's a cop out. Basically, what you're admitting is that my content is not good enough to make people stay after the free period. And I don't even think that he recognized that that's what he was admitting in that moment. But it just made me realize, like, oh, this nigga just doesn't get it anymore. And it's an awful realization from somebody that like did so much for black culture and hip hop culture. But academics made the comparison. He was like, all Dame had to do after the Rockefeller breakup in 2003 was get 4 more artists to pop. And we never have to ask you about Jay-Z again. Right. He didn't do that. Right. He had Currency. He had Wiz. He had Stolly. He had who else? He had like all those.
Heavy on the Wiz. A lot of people don't even.
He had all them niggas at DD 172. He had Smoke DZA, who's still his man or whatever. He had all these artists around. None of them would sign to him. And then even after Currency did a deal with him at Def Jam, they immediately broke the deal because of some shit that Dame did. So it's just like, to have this situation where you're able to spot and recognize talent, but your business gets in the way every time. Yeah. And your business ethic and your behavior and how you conduct yourself and all of that fucks up the money every time. Yeah, we ain't got nothing else to talk to you about other than Jay-Z, because you might be having these little micro wins here and there, but you haven't done nothing macro that compares to Jay's smallest deal. So when we sit down and talk to you, all people want to talk about is Jay-Z, like, because there's nothing forward to really talk about. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like he had the partnership with Fox Soul. That dissolved after like 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you were part of the anchor of their television, of their programming. They were letting you put your programming on their television. And he has good ideas. He had a show like about diabetes. He had a cooking show, all this other shit. But then you see like somebody like Trick Daddy that comes along with a cooking show on YouTube, totally independent, and that shit is like, it's everywhere. And he's pulling every guest just organically off relationships. But Dame burned so many fucking bridges, you don't have nobody to come on your cooking show to make it viable. You know what I'm saying? Because he just wants to keep all of the money and the revenue here, but it's like 100% of nothing is nothing. You got to do strategic partnerships all around the board. We're trying to do a fucking strategic partnership for this podcast to add equity and to add more value to the base. We have a baseline that I don't think we're ever going to go below. But if we partner with fucking Spotify or Revolt or whoever, whatever, Revolt allegedly just signed 24 podcasts to some various form of a deal. Short-term deals, long-term deals, ad integration, whatever the fuck they did. 24 podcasts. It's like, we know what we can do with something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to sit Kevin. I was about to say Akbar, but no, we got to sit Kevin Anwar down.
And JP collectively.
Yeah, collectively.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you look at the landscape of what's going on. The podcast market is going to be $96 billion.
Saving Anwar's name now as Akbar. I like that more.
The educated brother, Kareem Akbar, the educated brother from the law firm.
Shout out Anwar.
So it's like when you see all of these different, things happening around industry, and it's like you can't get no footing. That means that either you don't understand, and or is coupled with the fact that you got people around you that don't understand, or if they do understand, you're whittling them down to just being yes men and forcing them to agree with whatever you think is the right thing to do, but it's not working.
Right.
So at some point you got to shift and you got to change your business ethic and the brand statement of what you are and what you want to be.
And Tubi is going subscription based next year.
You see what I'm saying? So his basis of his argument was paid subscription doesn't work. Tubi is up 40%, but they still got to take subsidy. So if I got to take subsidy, why not do so while making money in the process? If I'm Netflix, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to come a day where we see Netflix is going to be $1 trillion company. It's an inevitability because they were first to market and they produce better content than everybody else that's out there. Yeah. HBO Max, for all of their amazing shows, documentaries, movies, and all of that, they came in with a catalog. Boom. We don't got to create this because we already created it.
We own it.
We just monetize the back catalog. We don't got to pay to create this. We already have it. But then we do a licensing deal with Warner Brothers. We do a licensing deal with this one. We fucking give Issa Rae an unlimited budget to just produce shows because her show already was a massive hit with a shoestring budget. So we give you a robust budget now to do all this other shit and replicate what you did with Insecure. You gotta partner with people. It can be DDTV, but you can't be the only fucking face on every show, nigga. Yeah. Of course it don't work. Because if I hate you, I can't get around you. Soon as I pay for the fucking sign up for the John, the first 19 shows is you. Yeah. The first 24 movies is starring Dame Dash. I don't like you like that. I'm not here for you. So at some point, he got to take the time to step the fuck back and get some smart, young, innovative people around him and just let them be the creative force and empower them and really believe in it and shut the fuck up. Yeah. Because the youth movement is leading the NFTs. The youth movement is what fucking pushed Bed Bath & Beyond to 77.9% boost in fucking value a day over a day. Because they understand the power they have and they know how to mobilize and move shit. Yeah. So seeing all of this going on and you still stuck in your own like little Dame Dash bubble, but Jay is over here partnered with this one, pop for 200. Partnered with
I
this
was
one,
watching
pop
this
for
shit
400.
the other day about
it's crazy
about dating apps and how that shit came about. And Pete, did you know it was a woman that created Bumble?
Yes.
Yeah, and she's like filthy fucking rich, like billions of dollars now. Like
because she looked at the dating app market and said, "What can I do different than everybody else is doing?" Oh. The women got to choose.
Yeah, the women got to pick.
Sadie Hawkins. Women's got to choose.
Yeah, Sadie Hawkins.
And that one little switch shot her to the top of the fucking charts.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, that's a good breakdown.
Shout out my man Mikey. Mikey just fucking got approved for the App Store for his dating app, NADA, not another dating app. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you got to do transformative shit. You got to create differentiation within your product. And if not, you got to market like a motherfucker. Dame is also a nigga that think, oh, I just post on the gram and that's it. It's like, no, nigga, you got to spend that money on marketing. Yeah. So it's like, if you have a good product but nobody sees it, who gives a shit?
Right.
It just sucks for me to have to come to that realization that somebody that was so smart, so forward thinking and all of that, but then you look back at it and you like, yeah, well, majority of it was done with corporate dollars, but you denounce corporations and corporate partnership every chance you get. So why would somebody give you any money?
Yeah, Drake said meeting on your heroes, like seeing how magic works. Like, yeah, like as you get older, you realize like, and the crazy part is I used to really like resent Jay because of the whole Jay and Dame split and just like, wait, y'all niggas, like you fucked up Rockefeller, nigga. Like the shit I grew up on, like The Rock, like you really, nigga, you threw that in the trash. Like, Dame was gonna give you the people. All he wanted was the masters from Reasonable Doubt. What the fuck wrong with you? And then you realize, like, and the masters of Reasonable Doubt worth more than all this shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you could have bounced with the name, the brand, and the whole artist roster for one piece of work. And your stubbornness of feeling like he's taking something from me fucked your whole life up. That's literally the definition of cutting off your nose to spite your face. Because you get so married, sometimes it's people, and I'm guilty of this shit too. We get so married to the point that we forget what our original goal and the outcome that we wanted was. Right. Because you just trying to stand on some dumbass principle that nobody but you cares about.
No, that's real.
It's wasted energy. Mm-hmm. They've been at this shit for 20 years, bro. Rockefeller broke up in 2003. It's 2022. It's been 20 years. He still got to talk about Jay-Z in every piece of media that he does. Every time. Yeah. Nick Cannon, EYL, twice. Tony the Closer, Adam 22. Like, everything that goes viral from those interviews is something about him talking about Jay-Z. The No Jumper clip was, everybody know Jay-Z ain't shit. Like, this Tony the Closer, shit, man, I mean, that nigga backstabbed me. You know what I'm saying? I get emotional when I talk about it. It's like, and not to diminish his feelings, you're allowed to be hurt, but at what point do you just come to terms with what went on and just move the fuck on? The man shouted you out in his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech. Like, he gave you that was your moment to take the ball and run with it. A rapper gonna take a line. Gigs is currently monetizing. I see a lot of HOV in gigs right now.
Right.
Because that means something. That's we talk about culture currency all the time. Mm-hmm. That's culture currency. Take the shit and create an opportunity for yourself. But if you can't get out your own way and you're going to still come in the room as Dame Dash from Rockefeller, well, you get the fuck out. We don't want to deal with it. We want to deal with the new improved Dame Dash. Yeah. Him and Adam 22 look at where Adam 22 from No Jumper, which he can be an asshole in his own right, but he just bought a $5 million fucking facility and converted it to all creative space for No Jumper.
I've seen that shit.
That shit is crazy. Him and Dame had an agreement to do a partnership. They was going to do a co-branded podcast and almost like merge networks like 3 years ago. The shit dissolved in 2 months. They did 2 podcasts.
Best believe me, Hov mentioned us. We running with it.
I'm running. Listen,
Nigga.
you heard Hov say.
Yeah. Hov get on it. I can't believe that I'm not number 1 on the list. Them podcast boys, the realest, knowing damn well Hov exists. Nigga, that's the opening joint.
That's going to be our bio. That's the first line of the bio.
Yeah, them podcast boys. Real shit.
The title of every email that I send to the network is going to be as per Jay-Z's line on so-and-so record. Like, you gotta take your wins, man, and turn that shit into in the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real shit. But that was a very good breakdown.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was very good.
I thought about this a lot.
Yeah, man.
We talked about it.
We talked about it.
All in all, though, it's weird. I was saying the other day, like, I really like a Khaled album. What the fuck is the world
Yeah,
going
what's going on here?
Because I like the album. I played it a lot. I like a lot of shit on it. I like the joint with Jada. I like Staying Alive. Like I said, Party's probably my favorite joint. The Beautiful joint. The joint with fuck. I hate that I can't remember the nigga name right off the top. Cause I was playing that shit a lot the other day. Oh, with Nardo Wick, It Ain't Safe. Yeah,
That's
I
my
like
man.
that joint.
I love Nardo
I fucks
Wick,
with
man.
that song. Like, it's a good album. 21 Savage is always 21. 21.
21 is
Yo,
like
funniest shit the other day.
21 is like the modern day Method Man. He's just so on it, like on the beat.
I came in the crib and I was like, you a pussy. Like, you just be rapping and shit. And I was like, you a pussy. Spin the block twice like it ain't nowhere to park. Smack the backside of his head like he barked. And Lee was like, y'all been meaning to ask, what does that mean? I was like, yo, it's funny because I did that the other day, was thinking to myself, like, yo, 21 Savage, an old nigga, because that's an old reference.
Right.
I'm like, that's Bart Simpson shit from like back in the day. And I'm like, that was like the early 90s when he used to smack Bart in the back of the head. The Simpsons. I was like, that's a real old, because I'm like, ain't 21 Savage supposed to be like young?
That nigga 30.
Yeah, I'm thinking he like a young boy. I'm like, he can't be if he was watching
Talking about Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson, this shit right. Exactly. Smack the backside of his head like he barked. But I'm like, yeah, that's some Simpson shit from back in the day.
Y'all want to talk about this 50 worst rappers list?
Okay.
So there was a list that came out the other day. It was basically like, a kind of like a troll / like, hey, look at my page post. They came from a page with like 300 followers or whatever.
Sounds about right.
So 50 worst rappers list of all time. Number 1 was Silk the Shocker. Number 2 was Lil Yachty.
Which I resent.
I resent Lil Yachty also. Lil Yachty can rap. Number 3 was Master P. Number 4, OJ the Juice Man. Lil Flip, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, 6ix9ine, Gutta Gutta, Sean Diddy Combs, Waka Flocka Flame. I resent that also. Coil Ray, Birdman, which is Birdman is what Birdman is the best corny rapper of all time.
I don't even think he's the best corny rapper. I think because he's not corny. Because Birdman talking that shit.
It's just his voice.
I think what it is the fact that we know it got to a point where we was only listening to him because Wayne was so hot that we consumed. Because think about it. When you heard Birdman on Bling Bling, Birdman set that shit off. But then you look back at like what happened to that boy. That was an instant. Like Birdman was putting out dope shit. Yeah. But then when Wayne hit his hot streak and was like, no, daddy hopping on everything. It was just like, what the fuck is happening? To the point where you looked up and Birdman was on We Taking Over.
Yes.
For no reason.
Oh, you need Wayne? Yeah, it come with me.
It come with me.
It's 200 for Wayne, but I'm free.
Yeah, I'm free. You know what I'm saying?
But I gotta be on it. Buy one Wayne, get the Birdman for free.
Buy one Wayne. That's funny as shit. Buy one Wayne, get the Birdman free. No, that's real shit. And I think the oversaturation of Birdman is what drove us up a wall.
Yeah.
But Birdman be talking that shit.
Lil Flip was hot too.
And Lil Flip could freestyle for hours.
Honestly,
to this day.
The list is just...
It's a junk list.
It's stupid.
And then when you start getting into like Future's on the list, like Suck My Dick.
Yeah.
Like Future's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
Easy E is on the list. Suck my dick. NBA YoungBoy was number 50. Suck my dick again. Like this is Young Thug. This is a ridiculous list. You know what I'm saying?
French Montana has a diamond record
Right now.
right now.
Yo. Shout out to French Montana, man, for what's the name of the record?
Unforgettable.
Unforgivable.
Yeah.
And you are unforgettable.
What's unforgivable?
I don't. A cologne, Calvin by Calvin Klein. I don't know.
No, that's the bull on YouTube. The Unforgivable, ain't that him? The bull that was in black and white talking shit? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. You stupid bitch. Remember that? He used to be bugging in the woods.
You stupid bitch.
Yo.
PNB Rock remix could have made a hit off of it. That's
Yes.
how big of a song it
Yeah,
was.
but yeah, like I saw Sylvia gave him the plaque the other day for the Diamond Joint. And it's just like, yo, like, French really out here building like schools in Africa and shit like
He got the fucking Global Citizen Award.
yeah.
French like Nate Dogg.
Right.
We need French on the hook.
And French is low-key one of the best A&Rs in hip-hop because he knows how to put niggas in the right spot
right
all the
pockets.
time.
Yeah.
French is the Detective Tutuola of rap. Like Ice-T on SVU.
Right.
Like he just always right there.
At the right time.
Ain't nothing about him. Ain't no stories about him, but he just right there when he need to be there.
At the
Like,
right time with the white
yeah.
line.
We got Liv, we got Stabler, we got Amaro, we got Rollins, and then it's Ice-T with a line or two every now and then. Like he ain't got no story, but he's just a
Yeah,
great
but
character.
this list was ridiculous. Lil Uzi was on the list. Like Cardi B, Gunna is on the list. Like, suck my dick
Yeah,
again.
the internet
Like,
is a strange place. I saw somebody the other day posted a picture of JT and Uzi, and the caption was like, I love their relationship because it shows that the hood chick who's in the mix will fuck with a goth, corny, alternative nigga. And I'm like, Uzi's
from France,
Yeah,
bro.
Uzi runs with Kill. I'm
He's
like,
with
what?
all gangsters. It's unlimited gangsters around him. Niggas from Chicago.
Yo, the internet is so fucking funny, man.
Pitbull has over 100 million singles worldwide.
Pitbull one of the biggest artists ever.
ever. Flow Rider was on the list. It was a tie. Flow Rider and Pitbull was on the same line.
Flow
Like,
Rider still gets 100K a show.
for now.
Yeah. And he do concerts. He do 20, 30,000. He don't do amphitheaters.
Let me tell you, I would sign Flo Rida and Pitbull today.
Right.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying?
With the biggest smile ever
Yeah,
in the
real
press
shit.
conference.
Flow Rider Mike got 2 diamond singles.
Yeah.
I know he got 1. 1 diamond worldwide.
I know,
Flo
it's,
Rida
I
was
know,
smoking
I know it
shit.
sold more than 10 million worldwide
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. I don't
For
know if it
sure.
did in America though.
But
That's a
yeah,
good
this
question. I'm
this,
gonna look that
this
up.
list was based upon, there was a 2019 list rather that came out, and it had some of the same rappers on it, but it's like had some changes. So number 1 on the 50 worst rappers from 2019 was Magoo.
Flow Rider. 80 million records worldwide.
Yeah, no. If I sell anything over if I sell over 3 million records, I can't be the corniest rapper. Like anything over 3 million is like I can't be on the worst rapper list because I was successful. But yeah, 21 Savage was on the 2019 list. This is like those weird like generational times where it's like motherfuckers is just like trying to revolt against the machine, like when rap start changing and then niggas is trying to push that real hip hop shit on people and it's niggas with them hats. You know what I'm saying? The bomb atomically niggas, like, y'all are annoying, man. Like, accept that you are a part of a niche market of hip hop and just let that be that.
The Bomb Atomic got a hit out for you.
All right, so Flo Rida's Get Low was the most downloaded song of the 2000s.
The decade.
Let's just go there. It was the most downloaded song of the 2000s. Billboard ranked it as the number 3 song of the decade. It was number 1 for 10 weeks, which was the longest number 1 of that year in 2008. And to date, it is 36 times platinum around the world. So, yeah.
So there's that.
So there's that. It's 36 times platinum around the world.
Yeah, Flo Rida ain't got to
3
spit
times-
another verse for you niggas ever.
3 times platinum in Australia, 5 times platinum in Canada, 5 times platinum in Denmark, 5 times platinum in Germany, 5 times platinum in Italy, 2 times platinum in Japan, 2 times platinum in New Zealand, platinum in Switzerland, 2 times platinum in the UK, diamond in America, so there goes that, and another 3 million in Venezuela. I don't know what they was doing down there.
Yeah, you know I'm the hottest nigga in
I'm
Venezuela.
the hottest nigga in Venezuela.
If Dreams and Nightmares don't come out, that's still the sports anthem.
Ain't that crazy? Get Low is nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Nah, no Flow Rider saying. And what a lot of people don't know is Flow was like a bars rapper at first. He was signed to Po Boy.
Yeah, Po Boy.
He was like a rapping ass nigga, and it just didn't work. And he was just like, man, fuck that. Like, I'm just going to do the Nelly shit. Like,
Low is the debut single from Flow Rider. The song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It features T-Pain, an American singer and rapper from the former's debut studio album Mail on Sunday. It also was featured on the soundtrack to 2008 film Step Up to the Streets. The official remix was released featuring Pitbull. That song is 4 times platinum. So there goes
it's
that.
40 times platinum. So we 40 times platinum. All right.
Oh, y'all hate Pitbull? Watch this. Good drop, get another 4 mil. Like, dog, that's crazy.
Yeah, these lists are stupid, but they travel and they hit their intended target because people talk about the shit and all of that. But these lists are stupid because, music is subjective and people was going to like what they like. You know what I'm saying? And, people, but the problem is people make these lists like they some form of like authority figure or whatever the fucking case may be. And they,
I keep it a buck with y'all, man. Like, at
really
this point in life, all
accomplish
word to Jay-Z, neck and wrist don't lie. Like, at this point, it's like you say, the victor goes the spoils. It's about success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll take Flow Rider all day over a lot of other artists. Like as far
niggas
as
that can super duper
like
rap.
if I had to pick a career, I would take Flow Rider over being Royce the 5'9". You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I get a chin strap tonight. Seriously. 2 Bugattis and a fucking beachfront house in Miami. Listen, we do it tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Barbara.
Yeah, go get that bitch with the apple bottom jeans. We shoot a video tonight, man. We'll do this shit at the garden. I'm sorry. Do that shit.
Bring the red camera out.
Yeah, Venezuela. Goddamn. But yeah, fuck them lists, man.
Yeah, the lists are garbage, man. So we've reached the part of the show where I just sit back and smoke hookah and just let Matt get his shit off.
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to be waiting for
yo, listen, man. Fuck the W. I'm going to start.
Matt and Lee versus the W of Philadelphia.
Yo, listen. Y'all have been to W's, right?
Yes.
We've seen W's that are decent, W's that are trapped out.
Yes.
Right? The Atlanta Midtown
Comes
joint,
to mind.
Yeah, it's pretty trapped.
It comes right to mind.
Hollywood joint ain't too far off.
Oh, that joint in Hollywood? No, you will get some out there.
That joint.
That and the Lowe's in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They shot Young Dolph in the ass at the Lowe's Valet.
Yeah.
2:00 in the afternoon. Yeah. Prime time.
Times Square is beautiful.
Yeah.
And they give you a free shot.
Yeah. Times Square joint's pretty decent. But and the crazy part was we talked about it last week, like how bad the valet is at the joint. Because, we've you've dealt with it. You've seen little silly shit. I didn't know just how ridiculous it was until I started posting about my experience the other night and had so many people just bombard me with their testimonial to what happened. And I'm just like, oh, I got off easy then. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Look, before I cut you off, my friend, she has a Wrangler. Uh-huh. I told her, listen, leave the doors on and check out my man's story before you go. Because she was going to a pool party the next day.
Yeah, dog.
Like, look at my man's story and leave your doors on.
Dog, that shit is real. So, long story short, well, I guess we can go into the Spielberg version.
Yeah, long story long.
Yeah, long story long. I booked the room at the W. I used some credit card points from my Marriott Bonvoy, whatever. It was 60,000 points for the night, right? So I was on the tip like, yo, it was Lee's birthday. We was going to be downtown. I had a spa thing for her. We was going out to eat. I'm like, it would just be easier to just be downtown. You know what I'm saying? Like, why be all the way up King O.P.? I could just be downtown. Boom. We booked the room at the W, 60,000 points. Hit them up. Yo, you got any upgrades available? They say, let me see. Whoop-de-whoop, send me an email back. Great news. We can upgrade you to a corner suite with the big panoramic view. Okay, great. Really appreciate that. Cool. Show up at 3:00. In my mind, I'm like, yo, this is what I planned. I'm like, yo, the spa shit, you had to be there at 4:00. We get there at 3, put our stuff in the room. If you want to eat something real quick for the spa, can do that. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop-whoop. Come down, get the car, go to the spa. I'll drop you off. I was like, yo, I'm not even going to go back to the hotel just because I don't want to have to go through the process of putting the car in the valet just to get the car out, just to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'll drop you off. I'll go to Suplex on South Street. I'll go here. I'll go there, do my little running around. Right. So, check into the hotel. We check into the hotel. We get on the elevator. First thing she says is like, where's the pool at? I'm like, the pool on 7. You know what I'm saying? So as the elevator door is closing, a hand comes in the elevator, opens the door. It's 3 bitches, literally no clothes on in the lobby. Titties out, tattoos everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They all look tough. I'm like, they going to 7. I'm like, 7, right? So, I'm hitting them, so y'all going to 7, right? So Jay like, yeah, we going to the pool. We turning out. You know how they be. So we get to 7, the door opens. You can hear the nigga commotion in the hallway, right? And you know nigga commotion sounds like Asian commotion, Caucasian. None of that shit sounds like African-American Philadelphia commotion.
Yeah, Nick motion.
So you can hear all the shit. She like, what the fuck is that? I'm like, that's the corridor to the pool. That's how that shit sounds. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. We get upstairs, put our shit down. Woo, woo, woo. She like, yeah, I want to eat something real quick, but not nothing heavy. I'm like, oh, well, let's go to Dolce real quick. You know what I'm saying? Get something at the bar. You know what I'm saying? Woo, 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 woo. Now we come down. We get to the bar. I got the valet ticket in my hand, right? 116443. That's my number. You know what I'm saying? It say text this number with your number. We'll get the car. Boom. So it say 15 minutes at max 30, right? So she got to be at the joint at 4 o'clock. Check in for the spot. We're black. We're not like niggas. We're African Americans, so we be on time for shit.
Y'all are very punctual.
Yeah, we be on time for shit. So we got to be there at 4 o'clock. So my thinking is like, yo, it's 3:10, right? If I order the car at 3:20, at the latest, it will show up as 3:50. Right? Because we downtown and shit is cracking, people checking in and out. I ain't know, you know, I'm going to do the right thing. I send a text at 3:20, right? So we sitting there. We both ordered appetizers and some drinks. We sitting there waiting for our food. 3:20, I ordered a car. 3:25, 3:30, 3:15. Car pulls up. Prompt. Said 15 minutes. He pulled up in about 13. I see the car sitting there. He looking around, whatever. I open the door. I'm like, yo, it's us, whatever. We just waiting for our food. He like, okay, cool. Take your time. Car out here. Okay, great. That valet experience was pretty good. Now, turn around to Dolce. We sitting there, 3:35, 3:40, 3:40. We're like, yo, where the fuck is the appetizer? So the boy, wait, I'm like, yo, what's up with the appetizers we was waiting on, whatever. He was like, oh, let me go see. He go to the kitchen. He in the kitchen. He come out the kitchen with no plates. Already, I'm like, this
is
good.
a bad job.
He comes over, was like, yeah, I forgot to put it in.
Y'all was texting this little bitch.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I forgot to put it in. So, you want me to put it in now? I'm like, no, nigga, we gotta leave. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for nothing. What the fuck? So already, I'm like irritated. Boom, we leave. She just grabbed something real quick, drop off at the spa. Everything was cool with that. The spa apparently at the Rittenhouse is supposed to be amazing. It's supposed to be very, she was like, it was very good. The service, everything was.
Yeah, when everybody makes 6 figures, it's easy to have a good experience.
Yeah, she was like, it was excellent. It was an excellent experience. Cool. I go do my little running around, whatever. I come back, scoop her up. Now, this is where the shit gets a little silly, right? Come back to the W at the valet. Now, we get back to the hotel at 6:15, right? 6:15. Our dinner reservation, mind you, keep in mind, is at 9:30 at Amina, right? Have you been to Amina yet?
Not yet.
I haven't either. Because
unfortunately.
Of this. Right. Dinner at 9:30. It's 6:15. Pull up, valet the car. Shout out to the guy with the hand tats. I don't know his name. Tall, light skinned.
Oh, that's my man. My man Ty.
Ty?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out Ty. He's very cool. He don't even work the valet, but since they on bullshit, he come and help out with motherfuckers. Like, he's all over the place in the W. He be at the pool, he be upstairs, he be all over. Shout out to him, and shout out to the guy, I think his name was Enrail, some shit. Some guy. He's at the counter. He was cool too. Shout out to both of them. Everybody else, fuck them. Valet the car. It's 6:15. Go the fuck upstairs. Now, we go up there, and I don't want to go to the pool because I've been there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying my hardest to not go to the pool. Yeah, take a little nap before we go to dinner. You want to take a nap, lay down? You ain't tired? I know that spa got you resting. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. She was like, no, let's go to the pool. Let's whatever. All right, cool. We throw our shit on, come down to the pool. Have you been to the pool at the W?
One time. Cat birthday party. That was it.
You know what's interesting about this? You've been to the pool. Have you stayed at the W?
No.
That's the problem. You don't realize it till you stay in there that it's like, yo, anybody can just be at the pool.
Yeah, niggas just can roll up.
Just at the pool. Like, they just out that joint. It was a nigga out there with a dicky set. Like, this ain't even pool. I tell you.
My man texted me some hoes.
There was some thing down there. Just pull up.
Left the block. You know what I'm saying? My young boy working the shift.
I got a haircut at 6:30. I got bed down. Like, niggas just at the pool. You go to the pool, and this is my biggest thing. Y'all got one pool. You only got one. It's literally one pool. Like, you've been to Epic in Miami, it's 5 pools. Right. You know what I'm saying? 3 for residences, 1 for the club level, 1 for everybody else. Like, it's 5 pools. Y'all got one pool, and the pool ain't much bigger than, like, a jacuzzi. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very meager pool.
It's a meager accommodations as far as the pool, right? But here's the thing. Y'all have an adult environment around the pool. You know why? You got cabanas that you can rent. You got bottle service. You got music blasting. So you're creating an adult environment. Why are there kids with flotation devices on their elbows in the pool? Exactly. Why? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The two don't even mix.
This is no brand alignment.
Dog, we get on the elevator. Mind you, we on the 41st floor. We get on the elevator. We coming down. We get on at 41. It's 4 white women on the elevator already, like they coming from a higher floor or whatever. They got on gowns, like white, like you can tell they on their way to like some Save the Owls convention, one of the, you know, some shit white people go to in the evening. You know what I'm saying?
PETA festival.
Yeah, some PETA festival, because they had on gowns and shit. So we step on the elevator. They like, hey, how you doing? We like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? We go down the next floor. We get to 39. The door open. Chick come on the pool. I mean, come on the elevator. She got on a bandana across her titties. Like a bandana with a string behind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making this up. Like a bandana, she got on a thong bikini and no shoes, and she's soaking wet. So apparently, clearly, she done got out the pool and came upstairs or whatever, but she don't got no shoes on, ass cheeks, like, and then she stepped on the joint, was like, my bad, y'all, and tried to cover her ass cheeks with her hands, and it's like, sis, we can see everything but your asshole. You have on a G-string. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, you can see the white woman's face like, the hell, you know what I mean?
You're like, where the fuck am I at?
Right. So, of course, you know she going back to 7. So we get to 7, door open, she step off, Lee walk off, I walk off. The white woman was like, have a nice evening. I'm like, please take me with y'all. Please. I'll donate to a tiger sanctuary. Please take me with y'all. I like owls. Like, real shit. Because I know y'all about to go have a nice,
I think the kids in Ethiopia don't get enough funding. Whatever the cause is, I agree.
Yeah, I want to build libraries in Czechoslovakia. Please take me with y'all. Like, I know y'all about to have a calm, nice evening. You know what I'm saying? We go to the pool, you out there, and I mean, like, it's just like nigginess. It's like you see one cabana, it's a chick sleep in the cabana, damn near naked. Like, she tore the fuck up. Just like too much of the Casamigos. She faded, upside down sleep on the bench, on the like how Kev was at the joint with us, but it's cool because he a guy, no karate. This ain't no, you a half naked chick with no martial arts skills.
Nigga take full advantage of
you.
you.
Like, you need to get yourself up. And then it's kids running around too while they twerking and they drunk and I'm just like, yo, the dynamic of this is crazy. We was in the pool. It was like 4 chicks in the pool that at the end with us. And they was cool. We was talking, whatever. The little girl like slipped off of the joint and almost fell in the damn pool. Like, she hit the deck hard as shit. Her parents didn't even peep. Because they was like on the whole other side, like toasting to the good life and whatever the fuck they was doing. I'm just like, yo, this shit is nuts. You know what I'm saying? And she like, yeah, I'm kind of ready to go. I'm like, yeah, let's go the fuck upstairs, get ready for the night. So boom, we get out, dry off, go upstairs, whatever. I had ordered a bunch of shit down there. Like, we was drinking like the lemon drops because, you know, that's the new nigga drink of choice. Yeah. We drinking those and pizzas, whatever. I charged it to the room, which I didn't pay for. Had I known, I would have charged every fucking thing to the room.
Let me get a bottle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But we go back upstairs. We go up there. Like I said, our dinner reservation is at 9:30. You know what I'm saying? It's about 8 o'clock, right? Boom. She hop in the shower. I hop in the shower. We changed. She was dressed very and it was fun. And she had a night because she already had her, like, you know, when we have any birthday dress or whatever. She was dressed, looked great. And I was like, damn, I figured it out. Because I was like, yo, you got dressed in like 5 minutes. She was like, well, yeah, I knew what I was wearing or whatever. And I'm like, I figured it out for the house. When it's time to go somewhere, I got to remove all her clothes from her closet down to one outfit. Yeah, that's perfect, you know, because she never get dressed as fucking fast. So boom, she get dressed, I get dressed. Now again, like earlier, yo, valet, 15 minutes, max 30, right? Our reservation, 9:30. Yeah. So I'm thinking like, yo.
It's 5 minutes away.
It literally, we on Broad and Chestnut, it's on First and Chestnut. So I'm like, if we get the car at 9:20, we're good. So I send the text for the car at 8:40, right? 8:40. I'm like, yo, that give y'all more than enough time. I ain't even put my shoes on, whatever. I send the text. I get the text back. Yo, your car be ready in 15 minutes. Okay, great. Put my shoes on, roll up my little lemon haze. You know what I'm saying? We out the door, right? We slide. We get on the elevator. We go down to like the 30, or were they already on? I think they were already on the elevator. The elevator doors open. It's the girls that we were in the pool with.
Okay.
So they like, oh, y'all done got dressed up. Where y'all going there? We like, oh, we going to Amina. She like, oh, you gonna love it. I've been to Amina twice. They got the best, this, that, and the third. Make sure you get that. They was cool. They was on, but they was all cool. And you could tell they all just like, because the one girl was a teacher. They was cool as shit. Yeah. So boom, pay attention to this. We all go down to the lobby. We all get off the elevator. We all walk out to the valet. The girl hands the guy her valet ticket. Here you go. You can get my car. So I've texted for my car. So there's nothing for me to say or do with the valet because I already got confirmation my car on the way. Boom. She give him the ticket. They like, okay, we on it. So boom, we standing there. While we standing there, this little chick comes out, real ghetto. She comes out. She starts snapping to the boy immediately like, yeah, I lost my ticket and I need my car. So like, what we gotta do about that? And then he just like, huh? And she like, yeah, I lost my ticket, but I need my car. Like, what would, like, you know how the bitches be with that head popping and talk. And he was just like, go to the manager at the desk and see if they, cause I can't really do nothing without a ticket. Like, see, and she like, oh, y'all about to put me through a bunch of bullshit. Then he like, sis, you lost your ticket. Yeah. So I'm kind of talking with him like, yeah, that was kind of nuts. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, all day, bro. Like, all day. I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of wild. As that happens, another chick comes out, same John. And she even more ghetto than the last chick. She was like, yeah.
So we have escalating ghetto-ness.
Yo, so she come right out. I need something on my car and I don't got my ticket. So is you gonna go down there? Like, that's just how she is. And I'm standing there like, what the fuck?
I see my face.
So he said, same joint. Yo, go talk to the manager at the desk. See if they got you did. I can't really do no how to take a boom. But all right, cool. The manager comes out, was like, yeah, they both checked in. I'm gonna write down their Jones, whatever, so you can let them know what car it is, whatever. Okay, cool. The chicks we come out with, their car comes up. Mm-hmm. Little odd, because I'd sent a text for my car.
Long ago.
They came out with me and gave you a ticket. Now they car's pulling up. They like, y'all have a good night. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday to you, whatever. They hop in the car, they leave. The first little ghetto chick, her car comes up. So now I'm just like.
It's getting weird.
You can see it starting like me and Lee starting to look at each other like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, the second the other real ghetto chick, her little beat up car pulled the fuck up. So I'm just like, all right, yo. Like, so I turned to the boy. I'm like, yo, I sent a text, you know what I'm saying? 116443, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna remember that number forever. Yeah. I'm like 116443. I got the confirmation, but like I'm seeing other people get their cars that like came after us. The two chicks, they didn't even have no goddamn ticket. They got their cars. What's going on? He's like, oh yo, bro, we short staffed tonight. I don't give a fuck.
Where is the fucking Beamer, bitch?
I'm like, I don't really give a fuck about how short staffed you are. If I was first in line and other people are getting service.
Just by proxy, they have jumped me in line.
Ain't got nothing to do with how short you is. He's like, no, but bro, like all these cars right here, they gotta go to the lot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, well, get in one of them
and go get come back with mine
with the green Beamer. You know what I'm saying? So he like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really go down there because like I'm in the podium. Like, my job is the podium. I don't really go down to the lot.
This little square right here, that's me.
Because I do the podium. I don't really go down there. He like, you can go down there if you want. I'm like, I'm not going any fucking where. Yeah. Like, why would I pay $36 for valet to walk and go get my vehicle? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Right? So Lee's starting to like, you can see it like like, you know, come on, like I got this dress on, like we, you know, something got shake. You know what I'm saying? So now it's about 9:15. We've been out there now since about 8:45, right? So it's about a half an hour. So I'm just like, yo, like this, something about this just isn't feeling right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, call down to the lot. Like, where is the lot? He's like, it's in Center Square or whatever. I think it's underground or whatever.
Oh, they using that lot?
Right. So I'm just like, the lot we know all about. Shout out to who you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm just like, call down there and figure out what's going on. So he called on the phone. I stepped off to the side because the manager from the hotel came out to like talk to him or whatever. So he on the phone, like, yo, man, big man out here snapping, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? So he turned to me like, yo, what kind of car is it? And I'm like, what the fuck do that matter? If I say 116443 and you got the ticket
is attached to the car.
and you got the confirmation, like, you know, like, so I'm like, it's a green M4 drop top. And he was like, all right. He like, yeah. Like, yeah. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, it's about to come up, dog. I'm like, all right. But like another 5 or 6 minutes pass, and I'm just like, yo, now it's like 9:22. Yeah. Our reservation 9:30. It's like 9:22, 9:23. So I'm just like, yo, this shit ain't like. And he could feel me like with that. Yeah. So he called again, but I guess he don't peep that I peeped him on the phone. So he like whispering, he like, the green John. You don't see the green John? Like, where the green John at? Like, no, the green. It's a green convertible. You don't see the green John? So I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Got on a date.
So I come over, I'm like, yo, cuz, like, what's going on? Like, we got to figure this shit out. This nigga looked me in my eyes and was like, bro, you should take an Uber. I swear to God. And that was when it was just like, wait, what?
Did y'all see my face again?
I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, like, we can get you an Uber so that you don't miss your John, and we'll have it all straightened out when you come back. I'm like, no, the fuck you won't.
That's a terrible idea.
That's a terrible idea. I'm like, no, nigga, we straightened this shit out right now.
2 more hours on top of the hour I gave you to figure some shit out.
I'll go to Wawa. We gonna figure this shit out right the fuck now. Fuck you talking about? So when he say that, Lee spaz. Lee like, I'm calling the cops. Fuck that, because that car's stolen. Something the fuck ain't right. I walk inside because I'm like, I can't even talk to this nigga right now. I come into the manager. So the manager, the white chick, come to me. She was like, yeah, they're just trying to figure out what's going on. I think I could walk down there and try to figure out what's. I'm like, well, somebody better walk somewhere and figure something out, because I'm not going no motherfucking where. So now it's 9:30. It's probably like 9:32. So the dinner reservation was 9:30. We're still standing in front of the W. We came down here at 8:45. It's 9:33. So now the manager of the fucking parking joint comes up. Mind you, he kept saying his name that wasn't a white guy. It was clearly a black person. Like, I'm not gonna say the name, but it was clearly black, the name he was saying. Then this white guy pops up and he's like, yeah, I'm the manager of the joint. I'm just like, no, you not. Because the motherfucker he was talking to was not you. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, the issue is they misplaced the key. The car is there. He's like, I can show you the car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, show me. Okay, how you gonna show me the car? He pulled his phone out and showed me a picture. Yeah, go right there. You know what I'm saying? I took that before I came up here.
That's your proof right there, big man.
Y'all are on nut shit right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the Red House calling me now. I'm like, y'all on nut shit. Like, this isn't making any fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? So the other bull pulls up. Now it's 3 of them standing in front of the valet. So I'm like, yo, what is happening? Because it's like nobody's really doing anything. Yeah. And he was like, bro, I'm like, we short staffed, you know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I'm like, how many people are working tonight? He's like, it's 4 of us. And I'm like, okay, so it's 3 of y'all standing here. Then the car pulls up, another valet nigga in it. I'm like, okay, so all 4 of y'all are right here.
Yeah.
Who's in the lot? Because if all 4 of y'all are here and the manager here, who's in the lot?
Nobody's in the lot.
No one has anything to fucking say. So I'm like, yo, listen, halt everything y'all doing right now. Fuck all these tickets. Fuck all these people that are pulling up. Go find the fucking keys to do whatever the fuck y'all got to do. Go get the fucking car and bring it here. Now. Like, seriously,
Take
now.
every key with you.
Do whatever the fuck you got to do. Go find the fucking keys and bring that car here, yo. Boy, like, man, I don't, like, he on the phone. He like, no, because he yelling at me. And it's just like, he tripping. And it's like, no, nigga, I'm not tripping. Y'all are clearly fucking up. You know how I know? I've been standing here for an hour. I've already missed my dinner reservation fucking with y'all. So then the manager of the hotel, like the big manager, he comes out. He was like, listen, sir, I understand what's going on. You know, we've had little issues and shit going on with, listen, I don't want to ruin the night. I'm like, the night fucking ruined, dog. Like, I've been out here for an hour. I'm sweating and shit. Like, she snapped. She like, I'm not staying here. Like, I don't even want to stay here. Like, I don't even feel good about this fucking place no more. Like, I'm cool. She go upstairs, get all the fucking bags and shit. She come down. She got on tights and her hair wrapped. I'm like, oh, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Got a rumble.
She come the fuck down. So finally, after about At this point now, it's about 9:50. The car pulls up. I see it pull up while I'm standing I'm at the desk I'm at the desk snapping so hard, the whole lobby is quiet. Like all the way to the bar. And you know, that's a little distance.
Yeah.
Because I'm slapping the counter like I'm going the fuck off. The car pulls up. I see it pull up. It's the same nigga who was talking to me the whole time. The little dark skin nigga. He pulls up in the car. Gets out. I come storming out the joint. You would think that if you at somewhere where we literally have taken over an hour and 15 minutes to get you your car in valet, that when we finally pull up with the car, what's the least you think you'd get?
Apology.
The nigga gets out and hand me the keys like, here you go, dog. And walked off. Dog, I almost punched this nigga in the back of the head like Players Club. Remember, I almost punched this nigga in the back of his shit. So I'm like, yo, let me go in because I'm a numbers nigga. I jump in the car, I look at the odometer. I know what the odometer said when I parked it here, right? I know what it said when I parked it here. It was 68.95. That shit was 69.10. So I come in, I'm like, yo, explain to me why it's 15 miles on that car. The bull was like, what you mean? We got to go around City Hall and come back around. I'm like, dog,
That's
stop.
not even a half a mile.
I'm like, stop. The Broad Street run is the whole Broad Street. From Cheltenham to the stadiums. That run is 10 miles long, yo. I live in King of Prussia. King of Prussia from right here is 22 miles. You can damn near make it to KOP.
Yeah.
69th Street is 5.5 from City Hall. I know that because of me riding the bike.
Right.
It's 5.5 to 69th Street Terminal from City Hall. So you could go to 69th Street and back.
And not, go back to 69th Street.
And not do 15 miles. Which one of you niggas pulled up on whatever the fuck destitute block?
In Frankfurt.
Or Camden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
in this car.
Who did what? It was dead silent. Like no one had, like they just all was just like.
Unbelievable.
Just like froze. So now the manager the whole time, he's like, listen, I don't want you to leave. Listen, I've already put in the refund for your 60,000 points, and I'm going to award you another 80,000 points, which basically gives you a free night at a tier 7 or whatever, because that's a tier 6. I'm like, that's cool and all. But this shit right here was absolutely egregious, dog. And it's just like, yo, customer service, here go the crazy part. Y'all could have legit been short-staffed. Y'all legit could have had an issue with finding keys. If you from Jump Street would have communicated that, this could have gone a whole different way. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I stood here where I heard him on the phone say the green zone. You don't see the green zone? Which means the green zone wasn't in there.
Wasn't in there.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't hard to spot the green.
So that means that white man, whenever you took that picture, was when the car first got down there, because you ain't never seen one of these before, and that's your evidence to show me that my car exists.
Right.
I know the car exists. Where is it at?
Right. So here you want to a little deeper. So boom, we leave the hotel. I had a backup reservation like I always do. I had a joint at Butcher and Singer for 10:30. So it was like, gee, I do that just in case I miss the joint. So whatever. We were to Butcher and Singer, had a real good food. We both had to like decompress because we were snapping. Like we were fully out there. Like, and I never really get like that where I'm like yelling, and because I told you I don't like it. You know what I'm saying?
That's my first. I ain't gonna hold you. That's my first move.
I don't like it.
I spaz off the rip.
I don't like it because you know what I'm saying. You a big nigga.
But they don't expect it from me.
Right.
So I spaz off the rip.
Right.
I'm going to smack the shit out of all you niggas.
Nah, I can't go there.
What neighborhood you from?
Yeah,
I'm going to come to your neighborhood and fuck you up.
Yo, where you at? Bring the joint.
Bring the joint.
Like,
whoa.
Bring the joint.
Man, listen.
Yeah, no, the big joint.
The big joint.
So
bring the Ann Klein.
So she wrote this dramatic email. The shit is 19 pages long. She sends this shit in, whatever. They start hitting us. They've already awarded us more points, and they gave us this voucher, all this bullshit, whatever. So yesterday, she finally talked with the big manager of the joint, whatever. Remember I told you we dropped the car off at 6:15, right?
Yeah.
He said that the car left out of the lot to be brought to us at 9:41. That was the leaving time. Remember I was like, we didn't get the car till like 9:45. Yeah. He said the car was logged into the lot at 7:20. I'm like, bro, we dropped the car off at 6:15.
So that means for a whole hour, somebody was joyriding in
that shit was just unaccounted for. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they got to hire new valet staff.
So I put this shit on Instagram. Like, I put on Instagram, like, yo, man, fuck this place, the valet, whatever. So many people hit me. I mean, like, no bullshit. I'm talking about, like, over 60, close to 100 people just hit me with like their testimonial of what happened at the valet. I had 3 different girls. I'll show them to you. 3 different women tell me that they put their car in valet. When they came to get it, after an hour of waiting, they came to them and said, yeah, the guy took the keys home for the night. And he don't come back till so-and-so, so we got to wait till his shift come back because he not answering the phone. And they had to come back and get their car the next day.
Well, if y'all have an employee file on this shithead, one of y'all niggas better get in a cab and go to his house and get my fucking car key.
There is no way on earth I would have left there and been like, I'll just come get
What's your incentive to find my car if I'm going for the night? That means that the moment I leave, the search stops. It's over with. This is not an issue for you no more. Y'all gonna deal with what's in front of y'all. So that means y'all not even gonna pick back up on this until you see my face again. That means I gotta wait another hour. And now I'm gonna shoot one of y'all.
As soon as he walk, before he clock in.
Yo. Because my thing is this. If that happens one time, that's insane. Like if somebody, think about it, you get off work and you randomly took car keys. One set of car keys, because this ain't all in the same night. You took someone's Camry, Benz, whatever, Volkswagen keys home. You don't check your shit. Like, why the fuck I got these kids? Like, you know what I'm saying?
That should be protocol that you have to check in with somebody before you leave.
So once that happens a second time and then a third time, and this is just 3 people that I know who reached out to say this. So God knows how many people, you know what I'm saying? People were hitting me like, yeah, my AirPods was missing after I got out of the car. Or, yeah, my car had damage on it. When apparently we were not lying last episode. They're the worst valet in the entire city.
Bar none.
Like at this point, yes, it's none. And I vowed to never walk in there ever again.
I don't blame you.
I'm never going. I told Kev, your next joint better be at Clementon Park, nigga. Like
Sesame Place.
Sesame Place. One of them motherfuckers. I'm never coming to this joint again. I'm cool. Never.
That's disgusting.
Never. Completely just a screeching halt to a relatively very nice day.
Yeah, and the bigger issue is that it's an indictment against just black people in general, because when you you empower niggas to, one, be in charge of some shit, being a valet, and then number 2, this is the whole experience. So number 1, you empower niggas to be in charge of something, the valet. You in charge of millions of dollars of automobile inventory on a given day, based on the clientele that's walking through this motherfucking door. That's a problem. That there's no accountability from top to bottom, and just I don't know is an acceptable answer for y'all, even though y'all have millions of dollars of car inventory under y'all watch. So that's the first problem with the operation. Second problem with the operation is y'all are allowing, back to the pool shit, y'all are allowing just the general public to come somewhere and fucking just partake in potentially ruining the experience for the guests at $100 million property. This doesn't make any sense.
Like Lee said it best. Like, what if this is a rest and relaxation thing for me?
Yeah.
And now I want to go sit poolside, and realistically, the spa is on the same floor. And most hotels that have spas, when you go to the spa, you have access to the amenities, the pool, the gym, the steam room, sauna, all that shit. So that makes sense. But the fact that y'all will book a cabana for somebody who's not even staying in this motherfucker
at all
is insanity.
Like, this is not a nightclub.
That's what it is, though, essentially. And that's the crazy part.
Yeah, that party the next day, it was $50. She went to a pool party.
You see what I'm saying? So you got pool parties, nightclub, right? Twerkathons.
Yeah.
You got kiddie splash parties. This is all happening in the same.
All in the same ecosystem.
Like, it's crazy. It's insane. And I just literally was just like, yeah, I'm never walking into this joint again.
That's disgusting.
The Dolce shit, the valet shit, the pool. I'm just
you got fucked in every aspect of the operation.
Like, literally. The only thing I did was have food at the pool, the drinks at the pool, and food was cool, and I didn't. They took it off because they was like, we're not charging you for nothing, whatever. So then the guy sends me the email. You was talking about the shit. He's the director of welcome. And I'm just like, this is the craziest title.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? What does that mean?
This is the craziest job title I've ever seen.
Like, are you a greeter? Like, what does that even mean? The director of welcome.
The director of welcome. But he sent me the email talking about all the points they gave me. And
like, who's the director of twerking and you're the director of welcome? Who's the director of pool parties? Like, what is this?
And I think the greater thing that needs to be highlighted in this situation is, like, shout out to Rod and Jules. We had a conversation. Valet is something we really just are like subconscious. We don't even think about it. Mm-hmm. You pull up to a restaurant, you pull up to a hotel, you see a podium, you see a nigga with a shirt. Here you go,
give
boss.
him your keys, he give you a ticket.
you don't really think about it.
Yeah.
That shit could be a complete sham. They could just be lying that day. Think about it. Not trying to be no bullshit. You and me could go right now. We don't even got to go to nowhere fly. We could go to fucking David's. You know what I'm saying? And just put a podium out that motherfucker. Yep. We both put on little red blazers.
I ain't got to park my shit.
Yeah, I ain't got to worry about parking. Damn. Nigga just pull up. Mind you, David, you can't even sit down. It's takeout. Nigga valet for takeout. Motherfucker, you subconsciously just throw them your keys. Mm-hmm. And like you said, y'all are dealing with high-end inventory. Remember you said the situation at Steak 48?
Yeah, they lost 3 cars that night. They lost my GT 130. Lost another guy. I think he had like a higher end BMW, a $120, like, and another fucking car. And the guy was just like, "Yo, listen, right? I've been waiting for this car for an hour. I come here a lot. You know what I mean? I've been waiting for this car for an hour. I live down the street. At this point, it's an insurance claim. I'm just gonna report the motherfucker stolen, and if it show up, it show up. But it's on y'all for now. You know what I'm saying? Find the car or don't find it. I don't even give a fuck. I can walk home." Yeah. And they all standing there dumbfounded. And it's like, yeah, man, like y'all need to be exercising more care, more tact, and just more responsibility over people's shit.
And that right there is my hierarching point, where it's like, yo, for y'all to basically converge on me and basically be like, oh, he tripping.
Yeah, you tripping. No, I'm not tripping. And y'all not doing what y'all supposed to do.
And it's like, here goes the thing. You do realize, like, not trying to be funny, when I sent the text at 8:40 for the car, if I'd have came down here at 8:50 and the car would have been out here, I'd have gave you $10 and gotten the car. And like, there would have been nothing to trip about.
Yeah.
But once I get down here, the people who came down here with me who didn't call, they give you a ticket, they get their car. Then I see 2 people who didn't even have tickets get their cars. Yeah. Now I'm kind of wondering, like, yo, what's going on? Like, why they say? And then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, when I saw their car pull up, it was like a Pathfinder. Then when I saw the other car pull up, it was like a Taurus. Then I saw the other car pull up, it was like an Altima or whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I think it's convenient that, like, the one performance,
the $100,000 coupe is just missing.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, I hate to be that person, but that's what's creeping into my mind, because it's like, that's the joint to go joyriding or active for, take pictures or do whatever.
You know, drop the top. You know what I mean?
And here's the bigger problem, right? When people get jobs and they're in the job, a lot of times it's not explained to them, and this is a training problem. It's not explained to them that there's just by the nature of the business structure, there is a contract that exists between the client and this business. Mm-hmm. And that within that contract is a list of terms and conditions and services of do's and don'ts. And when niggas have a job, all they thinking about is, I make $14 an hour. I don't give a fuck about none of these rules and regulations, because all they care about is they check at the end of the fucking week. And they're not thinking about the responsibility, rules and regulations, and the bigger overarching liability that goes to where if this shit goes left. Right. If you take my car and you joyriding and a biker crash into you and dent this motherfucker, or God forbid you lose control because you don't understand how powerful this car is and you smack it into a pole and you are 6 miles off the beaten path of where the fuck you supposed to be, then what? There's liability that exists within that. But because niggas are piss poor morally and financially and don't have nothing, they don't even think about none of that shit, because they just, all they know is, I'm in the M4, I'm in the coupe. You know what I'm saying? My
man hit me the other day, was like, dog, shout out Bino. Bino was like, I've been telling motherfuckers, don't valet in Center City at all. But my homie T hit me and was like, dog, he went to, was it Barclay or Ocean? One of them, on whatever's on 15th Street. I think it's Ocean. Is that Ocean Prime?
Ocean Prime, yeah.
He was like, I went there and valeted, and he got a drop. Like, he got a drop 6. And he was like, he pulled the car up, right? Had the top up, because he's like, I don't leave the top down. You know what I'm saying? He was like, we go, we valet, whatever. We eat our food. We send the thing to the valet. They're like, okay, the car on the way. He's like, I come outside. The valet boy pulls up with the top down. It was like, yeah, I dropped the top for you, cuz. It was like, no, the fuck you didn't. I could drop the top myself. Right. You did that shit so you could ride down the street. Yeah.
Let me see your phone. How many pictures did you take?
Yeah, and I'll drop the top for you, Playboy, get you right. I'm like, yo, valets is crazy, dog. Insane. And that's my biggest point. What you just said. The courtesy of just, yo, if something go left,
then what?
You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody's not even thinking about that. Just inherently, they're not even thinking about that.
One of the girls who hit me on the joint, I could show you how many people hit me about shit. One of the girls said, It was one of those same situations. Oh, the boy took the keys home. We don't got the keys. She said that his next shift start in 6 hours. It's like, what the fuck kind of shifts are y'all working at this joint?
We working 14 hours.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to keep it a buck.
Yeah, we do 18 hours on this. Like, what? She said that when she came back to get the car, it was her husband's car, that it was the right side had scrapes on it. And was just like, huh? I told her, y'all crazy for leaving.
Yeah, no.
Ain't no way.
I'd have flipped that shit upside down. It wouldn't have been enough fucking comp points or directors to welcome. It wouldn't have been enough of that shit. They would have took me to jail.
Yeah, real shit. Come back tomorrow. What?
Yeah, suck my dick, rumble me.
Like, what? Come back tomorrow for your car that you valeted for today.
That's insane.
That's insanity, right? That don't even make logical sense. But that's the type of shit that's going on. And like I just said, overarching, like just overall, the two people who I mentioned at the Joan, they real cool. Everybody else, it just felt like just passing you off to the next
it's passing
person.
the buck.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing is like, yo, there's a lot of responsibility along the road of this. When my thing is, like Lee said, go back through the tapes. Who parked the car? Because whoever parked the car, ultimately, this is on you, because what y'all are telling us is that you can't find where the keys is at. So if there's only 4 of y'all working and all 4 of y'all out here, y'all know good and goddamn well what car we talking about, because it's the green joint. You see what I'm saying? So y'all know who parked the green joint.
Right.
So when you parked it, where did you put the key at?
Yeah.
You remember shit like that.
Yeah, there's this element of like, like how police operate, like this blue wall of silence. Like there's like this fucking red wall of silence amongst like these valet niggas where it's like, oh, I ain't gonna say that. So nigga, you at work. This is not the fucking streets.
Right.
You need to speak the fuck up and figure out who got my car, nigga.
Dog.
Because I'm gonna bust you in your shit, and then when he get here, I'm gonna bust him in his.
And here go the crazy
Where's my
part.
car?
The nigga at the podium, I was rocking with him. I was like, literally, when the other bitches was rude to him, I was like, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous the way she was acting. I was like, ain't no reason, you know what I'm like, you know me.
Can't be nice to these niggas.
You know me, I'm not one of them people. And like literally that when he said, why don't you just take a Uber? Man, I'm telling you, yo, it took a lot in me to not fully flip that fucking podium upside down. Because would you say that if I was white and 65 years old?
Fuck no.
Would you have the gall to say that to an older white
young
man?
black nigga, I'm just take a Uber, bro. What you tripping over?
Like, it should be here when you come back.
Maybe. Might be back, you know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, my man do Uber. I'm
Yeah.
No charge, it's on us.
Yeah.
Courtesy of the W.
Insanity, dog. And I just was like, yeah, I think I'm just cool off this place. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a good place.
Not a good place, no. Like the way they did it, the customer service is fully gone.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everywhere. Like, no, I'm not. The next day we went to the brunch joint, right? We go to brunch. Now we made a reservation online. Made the reservation 10:45. We're punctual people, so what time do we pull up?
10:30.
We was there at 10:36.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. We come up. She says, "Yeah, Kane party at 2 for 10:45. Just checking in or whatever." The girl was like, "Oh, yeah, it was a glitch on Open Table because we don't even be doing reservations on Sunday morning. But it's you here, so it's cool." And
if it's cool, why you even telling me that?
Dog! And from last night, Lee got like red, and she just was like, "What?" And I had to like grab her, and she just looked at me like, "Because if it's cool, what the fuck? Why do I need to hear? Why do I need to hear any of that?"
I'm just saying for future reference, don't be making no reservations on Open Table for no Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying?
Like if you know that there's something fucked up with the system, that's cool. That's y'all business.
That's an operational failure.
That's an operational failure. That's y'all issue.
It had nothing to do
Handle
with
it. But I made a reservation for 10:45, and I'm here for that reservation. Is a seat available? She took us right to our seat.
Yeah.
So realistically, all you're supposed to say
you were planning on me coming. So why even add all the extra shit?
And I don't think, again, this is because of where we are right now when it comes to, and that's what I took away from that valet shit, what I took away from certain things in that hotel. Where we are right now with no one wanting to work, the levels have dropped because we're forced to we can't even vet.
We'll hire anybody.
We can't even vet properly. Yeah. We can't go through a strategic situation.
Drug screening, background checks, all that shit is out the window. Do you want to work?
Dog.
Do you have a body? Is it able?
You know who
work for us.
You know who I saw had a hiring on the spot joint the other day? The IRS. I said, damn. I said, damn.
No, we'll show you the IRS way when you get hired.
My buddy worked from home for the IRS. She said they're like 16 months back on returns.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
She's still doing returns from 20.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh no, you know I know.
Hiring on the spot for the IRS.
And you gotta realize, she said she can only do 13 returns a day.
Yeah. Put your finger up, touch your nose. Oh yeah, you good.
Oh,
man.
you good, man. Oh, man.
Count to 10, then count back to 1.
How many fingers and toes you got?
Yeah, real shit.
But she said she's gonna do 13 returns a day. So that's one person doing all these people in the world. Every employee can only do 13 returns a day.
Crazy. Hey.
That's sick.
But that's where we are now when it comes. That's the reason customer service is so piss poor everywhere because, one, jobs can't even staff properly. 2, they can't vet properly on who they hiring. 3, the people who are working short-staffed are so frustrated and annoyed and angry. 4, you got a onslaught of people, like we said, with all this money and all this shit. So it's like, yo, every part of the puzzle is just out of whack. So everywhere, think about when's the last time you got some really, really good customer service? You like really remember that shit now.
Chick-fil-A.
Not even.
Not even.
Man, not even Chick-fil-A.
It ain't even their pleasure no more at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, what you want, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's bad, dude.
It's terrible, dog. Like I've seen some customer service where you just like, wait, huh?
I told y'all months ago, the customer service now is fuck you, give me your money.
Yeah.
You lucky we even open to help you, nigga. Like, shit is bad, man. And it's like, but what people not realizing is that this downturn in customer service is just going to leave more and more companies to focus on AI, artificial intelligence going forward.
Yeah,
and they just, and they're going to just get rid of the workforce, period. Dunbar was telling me, he's like, when the last time you been to Uniqlo? I was like, well, since they closed KOP, I haven't been to one. He said, bro, I'm going to go there today. He said, go to the Uniqlo in University City. There are no employees. There's nobody to check you out. He said it's this system where you place all your shit in the basket and based on the weight and I guess some scanning technology that is at every level of the basket, it spits back a total and you check out on your own. Mm-hmm. And it's a security guard and that's it. There is nobody helping you do nothing.
Dog, I told you Wawa's now got the kiosk on the kiosk ain't even out the way. The kiosk is where the cashier used to be.
And the thing is, companies will take the risk on that as far as theft and slippage and shit like that because it's still less than having to pay a workforce.
Yeah, we don't gotta pay you hourly.
We don't gotta pay you hourly. Ain't no overtime. Ain't no none of that shit.
No.
We gonna pay 2 niggas. We open from motherfucking 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We gotta pay 1 nigga to come do security.
Real shit.
That's it. And one quote unquote manager to restock the shelves and all of that and fucking do the checkout.
Yep.
And open and close the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the money in the machine and take the money out the machine.
That's it.
Now we ain't liable for fucking lawsuits and stupid shit, and y'all still.
We gotta have a minimal workers' comp policy, all that shit.
Employees.
Real shit.
And here's the thing: the number one. So that you know what that means? Business profits about to go through the roof. You're gonna see more and more and more $1 billion, $1 trillion companies because your number one expense for any company is your workforce. Mm-hmm. When you gotta have employees, that's your number one expense. You can't get over that shit. You got to pay employee taxes, fucking workers' comp, benefits. If you do if you a good company, you do 401k or 403b company match and all of that shit. You don't got to do none of that shit when it's robots. Mm-hmm. We just pay for the technology. Oh, when the new upgrade dropping? All right, bet. How much is it? 33,000. Cool.
Yeah, real
And
shit.
fuck around and be open 24 hours.
Yeah, how about it? But yeah, customer service right now is just
Robot don't need no breaks.
yeah.
Ain't gotta smoke no cigs. Ain't gotta argue with his baby mom real quick in the break room. None of that
Give
shit.
me a nudie, man. Well,
Imagine a robot. Yeah, I'm about to go blaze a jaw real quick. I'll be back. I'll be back.
No customers on that bullshit. I need a camel.
Yeah, I need a square. Yeah, no, none of that. But yeah, man, that was the night at the W and its surrounding situations. And the crazy part is, it looks nice. Like aesthetically, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's $100 million property.
You know, it's beautiful.
Good views. You got great views, too.
Oh yeah, the room I had, the view was awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna shit on the actual factuals of what was good. The
Yeah, we ain't gonna kill the architects.
No.
But the fucking humans that work here, y'all are pieces of shit.
Not even the crazy part is, and the valet is just a different situation from
It's
them.
a third party company.
You know, and I get that. The valet is awful. I mean, like, hearing all these stories and knowing what I know now, that yes, I don't even know the name of it. They are terrible. That shit is ridiculous. But just the goings-ons, what I thought that maybe this is what the W thought was like, if we put it here on Broad and Chestnut, essentially, you know, it won't be overrun by nonsense. And boy, were they wrong.
Boy, were they wrong.
Because that block, like 16th to like 15th to 16th in Chestnut,
that's the danger zone.
It's nothing but mayhem.
Yeah,
in that joint.
and it been that way for years. Think about that was the center of the riots.
Yeah.
When the riots went down in 20, that was the center of the riots. From fucking Market over to fucking Walnut, and from Broad down to like 17th.
17th, 18th, yeah.
That was the heart of the nonsense. Antifa, all that shit. Yeah. And even before that, all the fucking niggas that's like, you got on the size 40 jeans, but you wear a 31 and all of that shit. You got a wife beater on.
You ever see niggas
as a hat?
You ever see niggas
all
that
of
wear,
them niggas.
They wear them.
Still selling CDs.
Them niggas that wear the jeans got a little man on the jeans wearing jeans. You ever see them Jones?
All them niggas is right there.
You can fit a 40 in the back pocket of the jeans.
That
like,
Wendy's, Five Guys, all that shit is gutted.
I told you, I was a bitch out front of the bank snapping at the, I need my fucking phone. Get my phone. Pussy, I left my phone in there. The security guard came up, ma'am, you have not been in the store. She looks, oh yeah, no, this is wrong.
Oh, my bad.
And Chestnut, crazy.
I ain't been there since Tower closed down.
Oh yeah, it was the 90s. But like, yeah, no, like you would think like it being right there, and they redid the whole block. Figure Element and Dolce and all that shit. And did you know Element and the W share the building? Yeah, you know, because the 30th to down is all Element, and then above it is the W, whatever. But it's like, yeah, you got Del Frisco's across. Like you would think it just wouldn't be like that. And when you out, like even we was out front of the W, like waiting with the whole valet, it got so just like heavy on the niggerific side. Like niggas is smoking weed out that joint. Yeah. Bitches is screaming and hollering. Motherfuckers is screaming out their cars as they riding. I'm just like, yo, this joint is like trapped the fuck out.
Yeah, because every, you know, the vast majority of young black society has this whole thing where it's like, you can't tell me what to do. Yeah. So regardless of whatever your rules are, I'm not abiding by them because you can't tell me what to do. I'll fuck you up first. Before I come to your session to abide by your rules, I'll fuck you up. And if that don't work, I'll just try to find some way to lie on you online and say some shit happened that didn't even happen. Right. I'll misrepresent the situation.
I'm going to call my boyfriend.
He's going to shoot this whole shit up. Yeah. You can't tell me what to do, though. Yeah. So what rules? There are no rules. The only rule is that there are no rules. Yeah.
I pulled up there and met one of our homies there the other night. And he's like, yeah, just come in real quick. I'm at the bar. Because there was like a party going on. Yeah, and that was the crazy part. Like, even when we was like, the whole thing was going on, they was like setting up a DJ and like a fog machine. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, this a lobby of a hotel. Why are y'all about to have a party in the lobby of this?
This is not SDK.
Like, this doesn't make any fucking, it's a hotel. So people gonna be here with kids and y'all about to have a fucking puffy, you know, champagne party.
Then you say the one dude was snapping like, yo, what the fuck is going on? My family's here.
The boy was telling me, your man with the, he was like, yo, he was snapping because he was at the pool and bitches was twerking and doing all they want to, and he had his kids down there, and like white dude, and he was just like, he was down there doing like, I'm checking out, I want my money back. Like, this ain't no family friendly hotel, and y'all need to market it as such. It's like, you know, y'all are like, oh, you know, y'all telling me when I'm checking in, like, oh, make sure you take the kids to the pool. I get to the pool and it's just fucking,
it's ass
and shit everywhere. It's just
ass and areolas and pussy holes.
Yeah, big on the heavy on the pussy holes.
Like, what's going on here?
Heavy on the areolas and pussy holes.
Being harassed at Kev doing to light the hookahs.
They seen the hookah and lost it. Like, because Kev hit me the next day and was like, who the hell bought me a hookah? I'm like, oh, that's from TRPE. Funny as shit. But yeah, man, it just, when it first popped, like, you remember when it first opened and we all was just like, oh, that joint gonna be cool.
Finally.
but then you go there a couple times and like, I told you when I was there last couple times, but I'm just like, yo, this is too much, yo.
Yeah.
Like this is a little drawing.
And it's not enough shared space to accommodate even just the guests. If all the guests wanted to come to the pool, you don't have enough space. No. If all the guests wanted to converge in the lobby, you don't have enough space. So how the fuck you want to take this limited space and then say not only are the guests allowed to fucking be here, however, whatever the hours of operation are, but to pimp it out to the general public and say on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you could come here and pay a dub and just kick it. What? You can't do that shit at the Four Seasons.
Yo, real shit. You could pay a dub.
You can't do that shit at the Bellevue.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just come kick it.
Yeah,
like,
you pay a dub, you can spend a day, nigga. Like,
you barely can do that at the Logan. Like, they keep that shit so separated where you can't even fucking hit the fucking floor button. If you're not staying here, you can't even hit a floor button but for fucking lobby and assembly, nigga, in the basement for the spa. That's it. Y'all can come here and share the amenities, but when it's over. Like, and you're gonna pay to share the amenities. Mm-hmm. You're not coming here just to kick it. Like, everybody knowing that you could just kick it somewhere turns it into a hangout.
The crazy part was I was up North Philly the day after, and I'm talking to somebody about the whole nonsense. And one of his folks came outside. I've never seen this nigga ever. He a hood street nigga. And he just was like, yeah, you talk about the W, right? Yeah, that joint's crazy. Like, you just pull up down that joint.
I was just there.
Yeah, he telling me this shit like, yeah, you just pull up and go up in that joint. That shit nuts, dog.
Sunday night when we was leaving Topgolf, I'm seeing the shit going up on my timeline. Somebody I know, one of my little, I'm looking and I'm like, what the fuck is going on at the W? I'm in her close friends. Bitches pouring shots in each other's mouth. People drinking shots out of titties. I'm like, yo, what's going on at the W?
That was that party.
And it was dark as shit. Yeah, it was that Sunday night.
Party, that was that party.
And it was dark. It was late. We left Topgolf. It was 11:30.
Yeah.
I'm like, when do they kick the niggas out?
Yo. Oh.
They don't.
I talked to somebody the other day. She works across the street and she can look down. And she was like, yo, every day you can just see it. Like, it's too much going on in that pool area.
You still buy a lemon drop? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that joint, it was a bad joint. And you know, I'm not, like, you just try to give black people a chance after chance.
I'm done.
Like, yeah, that's where I was at. I was like, yo, look, I'm not trying to make this no thing, man, but you got to go get that fucking car. Like, you got to go get it.
I don't know if you noticed. This is a lawsuit.
Yeah.
I know they told y'all to tell, we not liable. You're liable.
And that
you're
nigga,
quite liable.
Dog, when that, Two Jones, when he was like, just take an Uber to the dinner, and when he was like, I mean, you could walk down there, out, like if you know cartoons when the smoke come out the ears, I was like, what, yo? Like, imagine dropping your car off to a valet service. Like, imagine Eddie V's, right? Because you've been there a bunch of times. Like, they got complimentary valet just because it'd be nowhere to park. Like, we'll go park your shit in the lot. You could just go right in. But imagine going to a valet, right? And you give your car up. You pay the money, whatever, to have valet. You give your car up. You come back to get the shit. And they like, yeah, we don't know what's going on. You could walk down there and figure it out. It's like, why did I give it to y'all in the first place?
Exactly.
I could have just parked on the street.
I could have just pulled up to where y'all valet is and locked my car and took the key and went and had dinner. Keep an eye on my car, bitch. I'll be back.
See what I'm saying?
Here's a dub. Don't move my shit.
And the boy, that was, to wrap it up, the hotel manager was like, are you sure you don't want to, because he was like, you don't have to pay for nothing. You guys can order whatever you want, breakfast, do whatever you want. You don't have to pay for anything, and you're still going to get the points. You sure don't stay? I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm going to tell you why. I can't put that car back in valet.
Yeah, I can't put it back under control of these little minions.
Because what happens if one of y'all decide y'all want to do some silly shit, like put something in the gas tank or disconnect something or rip something or put a nail on the side? I just can't play with y'all like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The precedent has already been set that y'all can't be trusted.
I just can't play with
you.
So
now I can't retrust you after you broke the trust.
Not in 10 minutes. Damn,
yeah, no.
You can't break my heart. And it don't work like that. Give me a couple weeks or something.
Yeah, that's like when a bitch cheat on you and you catch her and she's like, all the shit you did. Yeah. What the fuck did that got to do with this shit? Got nothing to do with it right now. Right now, bitch, you sucking a dick right now.
But I told him, I'm like, I can't put that car back in valet tonight. No. That just doesn't work like that. And she's literally like, I don't even feel comfortable staying here because now we're them. We're the motherfuckers who've been snapping off in the lobby and like, no, we out.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, no, we going. We just going to take our points and roll. You know what I'm saying? And he was just like, oh, well, hopefully, we can get a chance to.
You won't.
He was like, next time you come, I want you to personally email me to let me know.
Say Eminem next time.
Yeah.
There won't be a next time.
Yeah.
It'll be me.
Yeah. Real shit.
Yeah, well, wait a W.
Yeah.
Lay it out for me.
You go in there like, yeah, I'm Matt King. Like, damn, you grew your hair back, huh? Like, yeah, you know how that go. You know what I'm saying? But no, real shit. And I'm just like, he could have been like, yo, you can leave your car up front. I still wouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Just because y'all still here and just gonna be out here, and now that's
This bitch get keyed or some shit. Don't nobody know what's going on.
now
like,
that's and now that's an antagonizing point where it's just like, oh, now his car sit up front. Like,
because it directly leads to retaliation at that point.
right.
Then you gotta shoot everybody out there.
Now I gotta call my man with the Draco.
Yeah.
Or the Kel-Tec.
The Kel
You gotta shoot everybody out here. Like, I don't want to do that.
Before we wrap this up, can I do a y'all weird real quick?
For sure.
Did you see the shit in New York with the girls rumbling and the girl tried to run her over?
No.
These girls was rumbling in the street, and you know that's been going on. They were rumbling like outside of like a convenience store or whatever. The girl, she got in her car. The girl came back and tried to fight her through the window, or the driver's window, right? She puts the car in reverse and backs away from her. The girl walks up on the curb. It's a bunch of people on the curb. The girl just guns it coming down the curb. Misses all of them. The girl, the people she was with. Man in a wheelchair coming out the store.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why would I make this up? You can see the video plain as day. Runs him over in the wheelchair and kills him. Now she booked for a fucking second-degree murder. I'm just like,
What a fucking idiot.
Wow.
Ghettos of America.
Dog.
We got to get it together, yo.
like completely innocent, had nothing to do with that shit, literally in a wheelchair. Came outside.
And that's why I just don't engage in certain shit or go to certain places, because like I'm not down to eat another nigga bullet
And that
or get hit by another nigga's vehicular homicide
and
vehicle.
that be my biggest joint in situations like that. Where like, because even Lee was saying the other day, like, I hate them. I hate being in them. Like, I don't like them because I know how you're perceived. Like, I was blatantly bigger than everybody who was out there.
Yeah.
And to the point where when I started yelling, you could see it where it's just like
See, because I'm like a regular sized human, they just gonna assume I got the hammer.
Yeah.
Like when I start talking crazy, they just gonna assume.
but you also say, I'll shoot this shit up.
Yeah. So they gonna assume, even if I don't have the hammer, I'll shoot this whole shit up. You know what I'm saying?
The hammer is always
So they
funny.
gonna assume I got the hammer, and they gonna be like, he probably got the hammer.
Yeah.
Find this nigga's car. He probably got the hammer.
I hate getting into them Jones because I already know it's like it's just gonna end terrible for me. So I don't like being in them Jones. And we as people just got to do better at the way we talk to each other, at the way we handle shit. Like,
Fucking cat, man.
seriously, being at work, I get it because I work for years. Like, I understand customer service. I know what it's like to be in a tense situation where somebody is, and you kind of just got to essentially take it. But I'm going to be honest with you, you can diffuse that because I've diffused situations in my life. And what could have diffused that situation in that moment is if you at the podium say, yo, look, I ain't even supposed to leave in this joint, but I can't have you. I'm gonna go real quick and just try to figure this shit out for you.
He could have made a joke about it. Yo, just hold me down, watch the podium. Like, anything.
I'd have been like, thank you, I appreciate it. To where you really go and get an understanding of the shit.
Yeah.
But to pass me off to him, then he don't say nothing.
Then a white nigga show up.
Then the white nigga show up. He stood there for the first 5 or 6 minutes to the point where I had to ask him, I'm like, do you work here? He's like, I'm the manager of the valet. I'm like, so why the fuck you listening to us go back and forth? Because it hit me.
Be the manager, bitch.
I'm like, why the fuck is he just standing here watching? Because he was like as close as Dan is to me and you talking. And I'm just like, yo, do you work here? And he was like, I'm the manager of valet. I'm like, what the fuck? It just was crazy.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, man, but just customer service and the way you talk and the way you deal with people, you can diffuse a lot of situations. You can right wrongs. Real shit. You can right a wrong in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But once it gets to that point where it's like, we missing our reservation, then you on the phone like, where the green John? Then the green John pull up and it got more miles on it. It's too much of like just bullshit that went on.
Y'all ran me in a lot of different directions, man, when this was a straightforward transaction.
To the point where it was like, emotionally, it was hard to come back that night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight up.
It was hard to come back that night. Like, that Butcher and Singer was not as hot as it normally, because you know what I'm saying?
Because you were like, man, how long you going to take this goddamn food?
Yeah.
Shit better be well. This bitch maybe medium well.
They brought the biscuits.
Be tense on everything.
They brought the biscuits to the table. It was 3. I'm like, why the fuck would they bring 3 biscuits?
It's 2 people staying there.
Bring 2 or 4. Why the fuck you bring 3? Now we got to share a fucking biscuit. You just
everything is tense on everything.
You're snapping about anything. I asked for a Coke
give me 2
Zero.
solid forks.
She brought me a Coke Zero in a little glass. I'm like, you ain't got no bigger glasses.
It does intensify everything, man.
Everything. It was hard to emotionally bring that shit back that night. And everybody was hitting me up about the shit. Oh, funniest last show. So, you know, that it happened that night. The next morning, we was going to brunch. We in the car, and she flying, because, you know, it's an M4 competition. She flying, so I'm scared to death. I'm in the passenger seat. Wind flapping and shit. You know, I don't like that going fast shit. Yeah. I look down at my phone. I see a missed call from Dunbar at 10:36 and a missed call from Kev at 10:37. So I'm like, Chad must be booked.
All the lawyers call.
Yeah. I'm like, what? I'm like, man, Patreon don't cash out to the 5th. You got to sit in there. I don't know what the fuck going on. So I called Dunbar back, and he was like, yeah, no, I was just checking on you, man. Like, I know last night had you hot and shit. You good? I was like, yeah, I'm good. We about to go to breakfast. I was like, I thought something was wrong because I saw a missed call from you and Kev. He's like, oh, no, I ain't even talked to Kev yet. I was just checking on you, making sure you straight. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm good. We about to go to breakfast. I'll see you because that was the day we was going to Top Golf. I'm like, I'll see you later or whatever. He's like, all right, bet. So then I called Kev back. I'm like, yo, what's up with you? And Kev was like, yeah, man, I'm up your way. I was just seeing what was going on, how you was feeling or whatever. I'm like, what you doing on my way? He was like, bruh. He's like, I'm at Oaks, the convention center. He was like, yeah, man, I saw the advertisement for a gun show, and I'm like, oh, shit, I need a new gun. Let me go up here. He's like, but the gun show ain't for 2 weeks. They having a thrift convention up this year. Thrift con. He was like, yo, when I pulled up, I'm driving through the lot like, damn, the gun lobbyists look different than what they used to.
Look like thrifters.
Because you know what the gun crowd look like. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy on the Trump vibes out there, Joe. He's like, yeah, man, I didn't know what was going on. I was dying when he told me that shit.
Bunch of Ford Broncos and pickup trucks.
Oh, yeah. Tanks and all kinds of shit. But, yeah, man, shout out to everybody who hit me up about that shit. That shit was, you know, her birthday night was just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll get to Amina eventually. People's hit me up like, yo, I know the owner. If you have trouble getting around, I'm like, I don't need you niggas for nothing. I'm like,
I have open table.
Yeah, I have open table. I'm like, it wasn't no trouble getting a reservation. It was the issue that I didn't get to the goddamn restaurant. I had the reservation. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, that's it. Just try to talk a little bit better to people, man, and don't be on nut shit. Like, people, like you say, yo, that was a very, very good way to put it. When you are entrusted with like, you have a responsibility. Like, seriously, it's like people who drive kids for a living and still drive reckless as shit. Like, you know what always trips me out? When I see people driving cheese buses with headphones on. You ever see that?
Somebody getting shanked in the back row.
I seen a bitch driving a cheese bus.
It's just like the Money Mike shit.
With Dre beats on.
Yeah, it's like the Money Mike shit. Where was your antennas at when all of this bullshit was going on in the back?
Shit these kids talking about.
And I get it, the kids could be annoying, but that shit ain't safe, man. Kid back there screaming. Man, you listen to the Avery first album.
Noise kids.
Yeah, it's just one thing, nigga. Like, motherfucker.
Yo.
Like, you got to deal with this shit for roughly
35 minutes?
3 hours a day total. Going and coming.
Yeah.
3 hours a day, nigga. Like, cut the fucking head. You got a 6-hour break in between.
I can't even believe that shit is legal. That motherfuckers be on cheese buses with big ass headphones on listening to music and shit. Like, what? And it'd be like, yo, when you got a responsibility, you kind of got to, like, take pride in that shit.
No bullshit.
Like, seriously, for as much as I hate driving the bus and don't fucking like it and this and the third, I keep it a buck with you, yo. I never really had, like, one chargeable accident. I had one where I hit, like, a bumper on a car in, like, 2009. I never had another, because I like, seriously, I get on the highway, I'm not doing crazy shit. We're on the highway. You understand? We on the highway. This machine weighs 60,000 pounds. We could do some fucking damage out here with this shit.
Shut this whole highway down. You make the wrong move.
Real shit. I remember one of the guys, they fired him because he was crazy as shit. But he crashed down here at Front Market. Big ass crash. Like, drove the shit up on the fucking the cement column. He took the poles out and all that shit. And they asked me what happened. He was like, oh man, I swear I ain't want to hit this deer. And motherfuckers like, deer on 2nd and Market? One of all his, my job was like, next accident. He said, next accident, I get in on 76. I'm going to tell him, man, motherfucking dolphin jumped out of Schuylkill, scared the shit. That nigga said, I swear did not hit a deer. I was like, what, man?
He was bugging.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Hey, but you be surprised motherfuckers just not paying attention.
We know he failed that drug test.
Yo, you be surprised. Couple years ago.
Felt that joint with flying colors.
Couple years ago, a lady had a situation. She killed a guy. She was looking at a newspaper or something, making a turn. And it's just like, yo, like you can't, like when you got a responsibility to like shit, like fuck things, but
Right.
like people, like human bodies and shit, dog. I'll tell you the scariest shit that ever happened to me. I was driving. I will never forget this shit. I was on the 6 going from Cheltenham to Broughton Olney.
Yeah.
You make a left turn. You know where that chicken wing place is? All the niggas love up there. I think that's Nidro.
Yeah.
It's like a barber studio or something on a corner, barber school or something. You make a left onto that block. I was sitting low. These old buses, you sat low because the seats wouldn't raise the fuck up. The air button would be fucked up. I'm sitting low. You know that big ass mirror. Like there would be points where they would always tell you, like they would call it rock and tuck, like rock up to see and then tuck back to like see behind the mirror.
Yeah.
And I made that left turn and didn't go up and didn't go back. I'm thinking it was clear. I'm making a left turn, dog. The chick dove out of the way. I mean, like literally dove head first out of the way, and I jammed on the brakes. She's like, what the fuck, nigga? You ain't saying. I'm like, yo, no, I didn't. No bullshit. I did. Like, the mirror completely blocked her. I almost killed this lady, yo.
Hey.
Dog, and that shit fucked me up. And ever since that, I just had like I don't know what it is, but it's like whenever the fuck I get on the joint, I'm like laser focused, locked in. Like, I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to kill nobody. So it's like just crazy to me to see people in these situations where you got people, things, you realize like you could do something stupid with a car to where it fucks up to where now I'm in a fucked up situation later.
Yeah.
Because you done did some stupid shit in the car. You don't know how to work or you don't know what the fuck you was doing. Like literally you should have seen the motherfucker trying to get the shit in drive the other day. To where like I kind of had to like explain it to him when he was taking this shit off. Because the competitions, they don't work like normal gear shifts. Yeah. Like you got to pop it up and left for the reverse, but it stays up there. It's not like, our BMW joints kind of just like toggle back and forth. This joint, you got to physically move all the way up. Then you got to like bring it back and down, but you pop it to the side for the different drive modes. It's funky as shit. Yeah. But it's just like you go off and put that shit in like manual 1. Now you just
burn this motherfucking transmission out.
Tearing that
blow the engine.
Shut the fuck up. Like, so yeah, man. But yeah, that was my experience at the W, and I'm probably never going back.
Yeah, understandably so. By proxy, I waved the white flag on them too. I give up. Man.
But you said it though when the whole shit was going on. You was like, I kind of realized in the time I was there with y'all, I don't think I need to come back here.
No.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of where it's gotten for me. Where it's just like it's too much. It's just an overload of just ridiculousness. Yeah. Like y'all can't have every facet of your business be ridiculous. Yeah, some of that shit got to be chill.
The restaurant, the valet, the fucking pool is just like a shit show. The
like,
lobby, like
yo, no bullshit. When I came to meet him the other night, when you know how the double doors open, then the second double doors open. Yeah. When that double door opened, there was a man standing there with like the rope, like the velvet rope. Like you could barely get into the lobby before it was like you coming to the party or you just coming to the hotel. It's just like, nigga, I'm a guest in this, right?
Like, the hotel is first and foremost.
Like what?
Yeah, what you gotta we talk a lot on the show about letting the main thing be the main thing. Like if you are a hotel, and your main thing isn't about your hotel and your guests and shit and amenities and their experience, all that other shit is tertiary. Like all that other shit is secondary. Like. Or third-dairy, you know what I'm saying, in certain instances. Like, but if you're running your lobby and your fucking pool area like a nightclub as a hotel, you've already missed the mark.
Yeah. If you a hotel, just tell the hoes. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You a hotel, just tell hoes. That's it. So, I got nothing else. We're gonna say some of these topics for Patreon. I got a good Patreon topic too. We're gonna do that. Anything else?
Nah, man. Again, you know, we back on a Tuesday. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man, for rocking with us. If you on YouTube, smash the like button. Make sure you share this video. You know, trying to expand our YouTube reach. We've been doing a good job the last few weeks.
Going up and
YouTube
up.
been going up and up and up and up. You know what I'm saying? I've made it my task to figure out, you know, YouTube and how to work the algorithm and all of that shit.
I told you I want to do a channel, so I've been reading more into it. It's short clips.
Yeah.
It's literally just short clips, just popping them on TikTok. And then I'm starting to figure out how to banner the video the right way to where it like you can like get the click just on the scroll bar. Yeah, it's shout out Steph, man. I was talking to her the other day, and she was breaking this shit down a little bit, and I started doing some research in it. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is probably what I'm gonna like put a lot of my time in. So we won't need Dan. It ain't gonna just be who. You know what I'm saying? Like but you know we'll be back probably tomorrow or Thursday for Patreon. Figure that out.
Well, tomorrow's the 30th. We got to beat tomorrow. We got to finish the month out.
Yeah,
we owe 2 shows for Patreon. So we're going to wrap the month out on Patreon with those final 2 shows for the VIPs. If you're not on Patreon already, go to patreon.com/official TRPE. The YouTube page, The Realest Podcast Ever. Just search that. Official TRPE on all the socials. And we out. Bong.